Well, welcome back to the League Matchup Showcase, where we'll go through all of the different matchups for this season of the fan-run SW Zone League. So this season's matchup, and apologies, I'm a little bit sick, so my voice is a bit weird and whatnot. Today this week something we have Sand Goblins versus Fallen Kingdom. Not that many games are completed right now. It's looking average, or even. I would not expect this matchup to be even. Seems like really tough for Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom is a kind of a melee only faction, so struggles against factions that can just really effectively sit at a range. Sand Goblin is kind of the king of that. We can just stay back forever, just putting like just peeking our units away, and like, oh, you have a bunch of carriers next to each other, we're gonna mortar them and then turret them, and then Rentrat attacks one of them and then equips so you can't even infect it. um yeah, so Sand Goblins seem like they'd have all the tools. We get to play Sand Goblins because thankfully 13 of you voted for me to play Sand Goblins and only 5 of you voted for me to play Fallen Kingdom. We like that. We like that. Let us talk about these. Oh, those were two random test games. Let's talk about these factions. So yeah, we were just talking about Fallen Kingdom is like the first combo faction. I'm a huge fan of them. Definitely was my favorite out of the master set. Combos come from killing stuff does stuff. So the stuff that killing stuff does is warriors get boosted so they can attack to up to 7. That can be lethal. Um, Pyres get boosted so you can heal Ret, and for every 2 health on Ret, you can get a unit back. So really interesting economic possibilities slash horde possibilities with summoning an extra unit every turn with Threat Talus. Honestly, Fallen Kingdom has got to have the most unique summoner ability out there. Like, perhaps one of the most unique factions to exist is Fallen Kingdom. And I feel like that fact is slept on. Like, how do you print an ability like this and make it balanced? Like, oh my goodness. Um, Very impressive. And so you have other events that kill stuff. You have Blood Summon that lets you like summon in surprising places. That's like the biggest trick we need to watch out for. Suddenly a warrior is spawned in our face and just kills us. Once it goes to 7, Hellforged Weapon, do some more damage, kill yourself too. Purge, kill units, do damage, good stuff. We got Dark, Sacrifice, and Fire damage. So we sacrifice things to do damage. Carriers can infect. Carriers are actually sort of like the meat of the deck insofar as how we get a bunch of extra units. We have low health units, they infect other units, so we just have a bunch of carriers. It's really hard to stop the carriers. A lot of factions really struggle. Sand Goblins are probably pretty good at it, but the biggest thing we need to watch out for is warriors like one-shotting our gates. Undead archers will shift into spots of units that are destroyed. Cultists are good when they're destroyed. Red feels like he suffers most from the damage to his health pool. Um, yeah. I mean, so it seems like most like the default way that I see most people play in Fallen Kingdom is Ret just stays in the back. Like Ret, you treat Ret like a 1 health summoner. Like you are not going to let Ret out the box ever. Sand Goblins, on the other hand, are a very like versatile deck. You have all of these upgrades that can go on under a structure. Your 10 health gate is a structure. Detonate returns the structure to your hand and all the cards under it. So a very common way to play Sand Goblins is put all your upgrades under your structure, and then under your 10 health gate, and then detonate it. You can also have a Rentrat attack and then go under your 10 health gate to be detonated later. So that's a very effective economic strategy for Sand Goblins, to sort of just sit back with a 10 health gate that like you can put a thruster on it, so like Krusk attacks and then thrusts behind the 10 health gate, or the 10 health gate thrusts in front of him. So you can play very effective economic game like that. You also like that's the tech, but you're also you're swift. You got the air riders that will go real fast, fighters that can fly through cards to get like assassinations. Very hard to defend from assassinations against the Sand Goblins if they're in your face. They got mortars. They can. I was like, what is going on? Grata has all the channel points saved up. I was like, is there a game open another tab? There you go. I was thinking that one would take a while for someone to pop. I've added a bunch of channel point rewards. Nope, Grata just has 900 sitting on the side. To spook me. What was I saying? Warders just get direct damage from a distance. But yeah, you can also rush them with bug biters and whatnot. We're gonna sort of try to stay back because that's Reptilus's weakness. But otherwise, we are gaming. Let me get started here. Let me send Vexer a link. Ooh. And so we are playing Sand Goblins. They are Fallen Kingdom. And good stuff. So I said so we do 3-day clocks, but if someone goes over, we're doing an hour clock. So if someone goes over their allotted hour, they can finish that turn, and then next turn they gotta concede. So and we're holding ourselves to that this season as opposed to last, where we had a game that went over and we were just like, yeah, it's fine. No, we're not going over the hour. As opposed to there's also now like a 45-minute queue, so you can queue a 45-minute game. I think that's 45 minutes is where I'm most comfortable at. I don't need more than 45 minutes. And now we wait. Vexer said he was ready. I think he just needs a second. God damn it! How many All right, Hagrata, how many channel points do you have? I think I need to increase the price of Gualark to 9,000. Ugh. I wasn't even thinking about it. I like it. Do you like it? I like how he falls 3 times and he like does the little
This
thing.
is not real at this point.
There we go, testing them. Like just get it out of your system, Hagrata. Get it out of your system before the game. There we go. That one was from Chewy and um uh not and Eden together. Made that. Greta has like 30,000 channel points. You gotta tell me how many you got saved up in there. Surely we're eating through them. One at a time. Is that all? Did we hit every one? I think we did. This is good. Okay. I'm glad you like it. It took me a fair bit to figure out how to implement that. How many channel points do you have saved away? Give me the deets. You've got to be the highest banker in there. A few. I suppose if you tell me, that might like cause me to. Yeah, maybe you don't want to tell me. Maybe you want to keep them, keep them banked. You've got 30K. Oh, goodness, I need to make these more expensive. Sounds like 900's a lot because apparently you only get like the thing says on average people get 220 channel points an hour. So like, which seems like so it seems like pretty reasonable for like on like a given like 3-hour stream you earn like one of those or something. Uh, like I want to keep the minimalist aesthetic. Like I don't want, oh my god, it's your turn in a game of Summoner Wars. I don't want them to be too easy, but it begins. You have had multiple 5-hour streams, but like a given stream is like a given stream is usually at least 3 hours. All right, I'm so distracted right now. I'm not gonna be able to play this game. Okay, Vexer got in there. Good for them. Crap. Guys, this is bad. Can't distract me like this. No. No. Okay. Clink, we can discard Clink. Screw Clink. No one needs Clink. Clink sucks. Put a rider there. That's fine. Stop. How do we make Ben throw? I considered putting an option for that. I'm not. I think this is how. Wait, is that? Yeah, you've figured it out. Just confuse me. Confuse the heck out of me. Um, Carry. I think we go here. We go there. I don't really know. I don't think that's optimal, but whatever. It's fine. Optimal enough, you know? Because we can't move to this. We can't get this wrench rit out the other side if we want. Yeah. No, this has got to be bad. Whatever. They can assassinate that rat, but who cares? Who cares? They'd have to play an archer to do that. Rust Riders are also just like good high health units. You just have every tool in the book. Grata's sitting there with like 200,000 channel points. L. Could discard the rider. We don't really need to. Like, I can see the riders actually being kind of helpful this matchup, and I feel like we can take it kind of slow. We get sparks down sooner. I'm gonna hold the rider. Take. God damn it. No, don't draw silts right away. Fuck. We might discard silts and just play more riders then, because I'm definitely playing sparks, and I don't silts we want at the end, but like I don't. I need to draw my thrusters and whatnot. Like that is our threat right now in the early game. Oh. Holding silts for 6+ turns, but the problem is it's holding silts and sparks for silts for 6+ turns. That's too many turns to hold silts and sparks. It's too many turns. We can't do it. It's fine. Me when it's fine. Couldn't agree more. You can scavenge spunks. You're a genius. Imagine knowing how to play sand goblins. You guys are so smart. I hold silts and I discard sparks to scavenge sparks later. Bless. Frickin' bless. What do you? I need all the help I can get to beat this monster over here. This freaking won't change his won't change his avatar. Shadow Mage avatar. I got rid of the avatars on the Scuffle banner. Because someone said it was confusing. That when they first saw it, they thought it meant there was like Shadow Elves versus Hunter Orcs, and I just replaced them with like a fall with the given avatars. I'm truly bad at Sand Goblins though. Probably don't listen to me. No, that is a hot tip, and I will listen to it. We will. I honestly should have discarded Sparks last turn. At that point, like discards. Yeah, I should have. I should have. We don't even like we have a scavenger in hand right now. Well, they're gonna kill the rider, so we can reclaim the rider. Yeah, I guess riders are decent in this matchup. Hold silts. There's a world where we still discard silts because we honestly do not need silts to win this matchup. Like, and I might rather guarantee the early game by cycling our hand than playing silts. The confusion is part of the appeal for those banners, though. I could change it back. Did you see the most recent banner, Higrata? What do you think? Better or worse? Are you fucking kidding me? Hello? Is anyone there? Any friends? We just we just totally lost connection. We back. The stream just went down. Did it look like it went down on your end too? Like you got like the like offline screen? It just like went down and then immediately went back up. That's normally not. Sometimes it'll like go down and like I won't be able to get it back up for like 10 minutes. Yeah, everyone refresh the page. I mean, I suppose if you're listening to me, then you've already made it. I was asking her grotto whether or not they like the banner I did this time or whether you prefer the um cross shaman Vexer banner. So this is pretty, yeah. So the biggest threat is they get in our face. And so like ret right here is in our face. Not a fan. Yeah, and our wrench rat over here is being punished. Hopefully not. Here I thought he was thinking quietly. There we go. Hopefully it's all back. I don't know why it just. I'm sure a bird like just like bit into a cord or something for a second. Don't know what that's about. Yeah, honestly, okay, what do you think? Discard silts? Don't discard silts. Okay, I know what the chat result will be. Let's do a poll. Like, I know everyone wants to hold silts, but I think there is a legitimate um reasoning to do it or not to do it. Okay, there's a poll. Would you discard silts right now, or would you not discard silts right now? Nerf Sky Spear Avians ruining internet. Fucking literally. Um Silts less than wrench rat. Couldn't agree more. But like I mean Silts is not like you really want to draw Silts at the end, and we can hold Silts, but like the thing is winning the late game in this matchup is not that hard. The threat is losing like them getting a foothold. And us holding Silts is only gonna help them get a foothold. I mean, we could also if we can play Silts next turn, then maybe it's worth holding. But I think I want to play another rider, and that's pretty much probably going to mean we can't. 3 votes for discards for don't discard silts. Why am I not surprised? You crazies. You crazy old peoples. We gotta, the people love silts. I know, but like, I gotta draw thrusters. If I don't draw thrusters, I will lose the game. Guys, please, someone validate me. Someone vote for yes so I don't feel bad when I do it. The archer is scavenger bait. Hey Alex, how's it going? Is the archer scavenger bait? It sounds like a really good place to put a scavenger. Fuck you. I mean, that's fair. Like the archer is like then I put a I think you're just messing with my head. Archer seems like a great spot to put a scavenger. I mean, I could hold the scavenger though and put a rider. Okay, the thing is overall this position's pretty poor because like if I do this, like just these units are very exploitable. Not a fan. I could crust to this side, rider to this side, wrench rat hits, but like why? I feel like I'm fine with that scavenger bait. No, fuck you. We're doing a scavenger. F off with your scavenger bait BS. It's a great. If by scavenger bait you mean a great spot to put a scavenger, I agree. We honestly like might want to burn hot. We're not burning hot. I'm not crazy. But that's just such a bad spot to put a rider. No wins for 4 votes, 0 votes for yes. All right, this is on your guys' fucking head. When we lose this game because we didn't draw, because we didn't draw literally any, what are they called? Thrusters? It's on your head, chat.
This is not real at this point.
uh, yeah, a little bit of salt. Honestly, does this rider just stay here? Like, do I care? Do I have a rider? I might not care. um, yeah. Okay, what if we?
This is not real at this point.
I swear to God, I'm gonna. Chat is gonna die. All of those are going up 10 times in cost. No, we'll see. We'll see. I didn't realize you guys had like 30 bajillion channel points stored away. Oh my goodness. Yes, allies, welcome to Ben 10 2.0. How do we drive Ben out of streaming? You know? Oh my god. How do you get Ben to throw this game? Hey. Oh. Hee Oh, gets me every time. This is better to just stay on. I don't think we want to move that guy. Okay, I actually like the gate here, because that's like in their face and kind of annoying. I was gonna put it to the side, but like now they gotta occupy that and it kind of slows them down. I like it. I like it. Hey, and the subscription notification works too. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? Thanks so much. This is legit how you distract me. Oh hell. Thanks so much for the subscribe. Fuzzmon, the support really means a lot. Thank you very much. I promise one day there will be emotes to go with all of this random shit on screen. I can't resist a first. And it is yours. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're playing the game. Oh my god. I'm so distracted right now. No, we're in this. We're in this. We have a unit in our discard to reclaim with scrap. That means we're winning. Okie dokie. Hot take. Discard Sparks. Discard Rider. We can now play Silts and we reclaim Sparks later. Fuzzmonut's hot tip. I like it. We're gaming. Now, I don't even know if Silts is good at this point in the game, but like I feel like I want it. I don't know. It just feels so bad not to have played Silts. Fell for the scavenger bait. Ugh. I never know how to play Silts. Yeah, neither do I. I wanted to discard him, but apparently I'm playing him. Hashtag salts. I really can't. No, all right. No one tell Beans that I made that. That I made the "this is not real" the "this is not real" sound effect. I want him to be here and like redeem it for himself and hear it, and I think that'll really get him. Tilt is always good, even when they're bad. Big if true. Like Gwowlark. Hey, oh, here. Gwowlark has been ruined for me forever by that sound effect, and now it shall be immortalized in this stream. This is good though. I'm draining the points out of you. Like you can't like Hargrada spent like some like 5,000 points already. Like can't keep it up at this pace. I'm milking you dry. Surely Hargrada doesn't have like 200,000 channel points, right? Surely. Surely. All right, let's get in there. Oh. It's for a good cause. It literally is. Yeah, so this is bad. Like, they're in our face. That's bad. We can play Silt. I don't even want to. Like, Silt is not good right now. We need to draw a thruster. Playing Silt is fucking dumb. I hate it. Hellforge. Part of what's good about silts is the threat of silts. Exactly. And if we discard it, you don't have to play them right away. Exactly. You want to have it later, but we need to draw thrusters. So like we either want to play silts or discard silts because like we don't have thrusters yet and we will lose like thrusters are essential to us being able to win the econ game. Why did you keep it? Ask chat, allies. Ask chat why I kept it. It's a great question for people in chat. We're committed though. Like this is, and at the end, Vexer's gonna be like, "Yes, I think I probably would have discarded Silts," and we're gonna be like, "Yep, so would I, Vexer." So would I. All right, that's good. That is a hot W. That means they got to choose between one of these poisons, and I'm guessing they will choose to kill the scavenger. That's my guess. What do you think? You think Vexer's gonna kill the scavenger or kill the rider? Just because 6 melee dice could like miss on the rider, like yes, scavenger. You were correct. You win $1,000,000. $1,000,000,000. Yeah, Silt is just like econ. Silt is not good in this matchup. Guys, can I discard Silt? Oh my goodness. I'm doing like challenge mode over here against Vexer. People have spoken. That sounds like a Minecraft sound effect. Those are like the ice golem sound effects back to back. Reward for playing the scavenger, 8-2 attacks. Yeah, no, that was good. That part was great. Big fan. All right, gonna get 2 species on that carrier. 2 species going now. Damn. Next time. Next time for sure. Now, do we mortar? I hate mortar. I hate its guts. It'd be pretty good to finish off this carrier though. Mortar! Man, when you put it like that, how can I refuse you? I'm thinking of mortaring this rider. If we mortar a thruster, we will have to like commit suicide. Um but I guess we can reclaim sparks. So fine. I was thinking of mortaring the archer and we okay, how about this rider goes at the warrior and then the rat goes over here? Okay, I like it. I like it. So like in what situation but actually help me out here. In what situation in this matchup do you play silts? Like in what situation? I do not I cannot really think of it. Like because they have such good like Silt is not an economic card. It's the card that we have at the end. That's like something to dump 5 magic into. We'll try holding it the whole game though. Like chat has spoken or something. Or something. Easy when you have 5 magic. Ugh. Oh, I'm gonna go insane. Um All right, and we have another rat in hand. We have 3 good attacks. That warrior is going to be at 1. That's a pretty bad spot for that warrior to be, now that I'm thinking about that. Kind of like not where we want that warrior to be, if I'm being real. Such a Gwalark moment. I could not agree more. Maybe use him to break the carrier ball. What, Gwalark? um, Send Silts up here or something. Maybe kill the rider. I'm gonna mortar my own rider. Yeah, no, that's happening. But we're gonna leave the warrior at 1. Um, okay. I think we are playing this game now. All right, say it with me. Discard a thruster. All right, it's been a fun stream, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Good times playing against Vexer. Next week we'll be doing another matchup. Ah! All right, we can reclaim. We can get it back with Sparks though, so we're fine. We're fine. Kill issue. All right. Hopefully they don't have blood summon, or we just die. Say it with me. We just lose the game. Hooray for losing the game. I kind of want to discard a rider to have 7 so I could play another rider. That's kind of silly. Whatever. We're discarding the rider so because we're not gonna be able to play the rider and Sparks, and we're definitely playing Sparks next turn to get back our stupid freaking thruster. Reclaim Sparks. We did reclaim Sparks. Did I click the wrong card? No, I reclaimed Sparks. Kill with Silts. Okay. Kill with Silts. Kill what with Silts, Jackson? Kill Rhett. Oh, like I bait him. Like it's like, oh, I'm gonna play Sparks, Vexer. Don't even worry. Don't even worry, Vexer. I'm gonna play Sparks. Okay, well, it's been a good game. It's been fun. I've enjoyed this game. Have you guys enjoyed this game? We should have found a way to not take this risk. Didn't need to take her. Like this is how Rhett wins the game, by us exposing Spark Krusk without like having a unit there in between. Like we play a pretty good econ game against them. They're doing pretty good about keeping here. It'll be close. Yeah. Now we see whether or not they have a bad hand, a bad blood summon, and we only take like 5 damage, or whether we're dead. Duster immediately goes to the top of the deck when mortar is fired. That it does. Should have put the rat under the rider when you mortared. Wait, no, but it didn't. But we wanted the rat to attack? But that would have just been 2 damage. And it would have been additional damage on the warrior. You make a good point. You make a good point. It would not have changed the 1 HP warrior. No, it would have. It would have. I mean, we still could have missed, but we go 2 for 2 with the rider that was there. We do 1 damage from mortar, wrench on the rider, and that's an extra damage on the warrior. So could have made a difference. Yeah. But there's 2 types of playing against Rhett. There's playing against Rhett where like you play around blood summon, and playing against Rhett where you just like say fuck it, hope they don't drop blood summon. Well, I mean, if he kills us right now, we might have time for another game. I blame holding Silts, by the way. If we hadn't held Silts, we would have drawn Thruster. It's chat's fault. Someone hit me with a salt. Ugh. Yep, this game's over. Game is freaking over. I mean, it still might not be enough. I mean, you kill both of these, and then that's 11 dice. Probably what you do. Yawn. Thanks, Agrada. As Vexer min-maxes exactly how to freaking kill me. Oh, yes, yes. So now you can get an additional archer to kill me. Good, good. Oh, and a cultist, of course. Why would you not get the cultist in there? Yeah, now you killed this. Archer comes up. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, you needed the cultist too. It's so over. It's like 99% over. Oh, L. L. I mean, there's a world where 3 range and 11 melee misses. And in that world, we probably win this game. So, you know, there is a world. It exists. Ret goes up 2 spaces just to. No, you need all 3 moves, actually. Our hubris. I mean, here's the thing. We weren't even safe. I was like, oh, I'll just put a unit here to be safe. No, we were still dead from over here. I mean, that'll teach you to to that'll teach me. Underestimate Ret. Ret sure does kill you. Doesn't play around Blood Summon. It's because I held Silts. It literally is. If I had Thruster, I could have like thrusted the gate over here. Like, if I hadn't held Silts, I would have drawn other cards faster to help stop Ret's early game. If we don't like have the cards to stop Ret's early game, we have to take more risks. It's your fault. It's your fault for voting for us to hold Silts. Vexer's still thinking, just take your 97% chance, Vexer. My goodness. Just do it, Howard.
This is not real at this point.
It literally isn't. Let's fucking go. What an easy game. What an easy game. What an easy game. 0 for 3. Alright, well. Well. Get out the old GGs. I voted for you to play Fallen Kingdom. You already played a Sand Goblins before. And I proved my incompetence. I'm glad. I'm glad we got some people trying to get me as Fallen Kingdom. Okay, Vexer says we have time to do the flip side. So you're gonna get your wish anyway. I get to throw as Fallen Kingdom and Sand Goblins. That could have been you, and it's about to be. Are you ready? Um, Finished in 30 minutes. I mean, it was slightly over 30 minutes, but yeah. We're doing it again. We're running it back. Quick game means you get 2. And I'll even do a poll this time. You can bet some of them old channel points. Okie dokie. I can't wait for you to lose. That will be amazing. Quick, everyone spam emotes. Do do do. Start prediction. Who wins? All right, you got 2 minutes to get your votes in. Nobody has any channel points anymore. Yeah, just as planned. Two. Didn't draw blood summon turn 1. Stop distracting me. Willing to drop 900 on Gwalark, but only bids 10 channel points. Ugh. Okay. Hellforged weapon happens after the damage is applied after the infect. So we can't like kill our own carrier to then infect. Um I'm sure you got this. Thanks, Sagrada. Okay, we got 1K on me and 85 on Vexer. Gwalark emotes is the best one. It's hilarious. I'm glad because it's the most like it's just Gwalark. It's like the image hasn't been modified other than it's falling. You will win, Ben. Nice starting hand. It seems aight. It seems aight. Um, do we carrier? I think so. All right, sand goblins. I think we're safe if we go here. They could burn hot to that spot. That's fine. I think we hold. I think I discard these 2 cards. Voting for Ben, allies, shame. So here's the thing, because there's 1.2 thousand. No, I guess this actually no. This doesn't make any sense. If there was 1.2 thousand points on Vexer and 170 on me, that would make more sense because it's like a weighted match. Like you'd expect Vexer to win. Uh, all right, whoever put 1,000 points on me, I'm gonna redeem it for you. Lost 5K last time I voted against him. Hell yeah, you did. And you'll lose it again, too. Alright. I'm gonna discard both of these. I've been burned too many times by not discarding a warrior at the start. Oh, last time you voted against Vexer, you lost 5,000 points. I see. Not burning. Burning and churning. We drew. All right, so punished. we drew the blood summon with no targets. We have been the punished. Pretty good turn for Vexer. My entire fortune to make Ben stumble for a second. Literally. Last time was Crimson Order versus High Elves. I thought Vexer had this. You busted him. Oh yeah. Never again. And that's where you lost all your points. Now you are a believer. Now you believe. This is alright. We'll raise a warrior, send the warrior forward, try to infect this rider, I guess. I would rather infect this rider, but gotta go for what's actually feasible. So I suppose we have a Hellforged as well. Something we could consider. We're probably gonna hold Blood Summon to like hopefully draw some more units. See, that's why like you want to hold units as Fallen Kingdom because oh you might draw Blood Summon, but like I've had too many times where we don't drop Blood Summon. Oh, yeah. So true. So true. Couldn't have said it better myself. Literally could not. Okay. We have a small problem, and that is this. um, okay. Hot take. What if Rhett goes 2 spaces forward this turn? Like, it's fucking stupid. But like, stupid shit is needed in this matchup. I dare you to do it. Solid strategy, Ben. Oh goodness. Oh, what have we come to? What does the stream come to? Is red okay? We go over here surely. Um. Easy game. And excuse me. And we hold. Rewarded. Are we rewarded? You really want to have a warrior as part of the blood summon, but oh well. I think the ideal spot is red is here and we just have a unit in front of us. The thing is we really need to be aggressive to win this game. We can't just like chill in the midboard the entire time. We gotta get in there. We gaming. Goodness, a whole like 5 seconds just passed where I didn't hear he. Oh. Ooh. Ally says add more sounds, please. Yeah, if you have, I have 0 channel points left. Yeah, add more sounds for you to spend your 0 channel points on. Gwalak is supposed to be like the expensive one that like you don't see very often. He's been like the most common one right now. Yeah, like I can definitely add more. Like if you have any hot ideas, it definitely took me quite thanks, Greta. Yeah. Oh. um, what was I saying? It definitely took me like quite a while to figure out how to add those. But now that I sort of know how, I could probably like make a new one in a relatively short period of time. So as we get new ideas, more sounds, etc. I do think, and you can also let me know like if you think like the costs are too expensive, too cheap. I I like where they are now because I think, I mean, other than people that just have stocked up 200 bajillion channel points, like they're they cost a decent amount. Like it's yeah, like when's Alex is gonna have to wait a few hours at this point before he's able to do a decent amount. I like them being a little bit special, not just being like spammed every second. Except for Hagrada. Hagrada gets to spam all they want because bajillion points. Growlithe for 1 point. It does let me do that, and I sure won't be doing it. Oh, I am just, as soon as I get to 900, I am just Growlitheing the stream. I'm glad you have a reason to exist. Une raison d'être. Um, I, I was debating like what to do like during scuffles, whether or not I should disable them because I feel bad like disabling them because then you guys are gonna get scammed if you try to use them. You're just gonna take your points and it's gonna do nothing. But like it feels a little bit disruptive during a scuffle. I might mute them during a scuffle so you can still get the visuals but not the audio. What do you guys think? Do you think the on-screen pop-up should be during a scuffle? Do you think they should be muted? Not sure. I'll do that. I'll just scam the hell out of you guys. You're like try to Gwalark 4 times in a row, doesn't do anything. Sucks. All right, let's look at the log real quick here. We got Gwalark Hagrada 6 minutes ago, Gwalark Hagrada 10 minutes ago, Salt allies 12 minutes ago, Yawn Hagrada 15 minutes ago, Gwalark Jexic 20 minutes ago. Ugh. Um, I don't mind if the viewers see them. It won't affect the players. Yeah, it won't. But I also like the crowd for the scuffle. Like I like I want the scuffles to be like very accessible and like fun to watch. And I don't know if some people would like be like, ugh, all these notifications on screen. Gross. And I also don't want to distract like Fuzzy in my commentary, but Fuzzy won't hear them. Only I will hear them, so you'll only be distracting me. But I also don't want to distract like the viewers from our commentary, but I don't know. Um, I might mute them. I'm not sure, as it should be. uh, Vexer's tripping. Vexer doesn't know what to do. I'm so unfocused. I mean, this has done a good job of putting me at ease because normally I'm like sitting here just like staring at the screen like, okay, so he does that, and I think we're gonna have to discard silts, guys. Like we're gonna have to do and now I'm just he ah oh. But yeah, if you have other ideas for sound effects, LMK. All right, they still don't have a thruster, so that's good. He's going defensive. I think he's scared himself. Yeah, Krusk definitely goes defensive in this matchup, but like Krusk wins just by keeping Rhett at an arm's reach. Um, if I never had like Krusk starts to be at the potential of losing if there are units that last in front of Krusk's gates for more than a turn. Like if I am on Krusk's side and they aren't able to wipe all of my units in a single turn, like that is where we start to win. Like we want to be on their side doing good things. Oh, he already has a turret out the gate though. Turrets go on gate and Krusk and nothing else. I never play this faction. It's a good faction. Recommend. No thruster is good. Still a chance. Damn, if we had a warrior in hand, we fucking win right now. Jeebus. Jeepsters. Ah. Okay, this is a thinking turn for sure. Do they have a mortar? You should still do it. Oh, absolutely. But like, how do we do it? Stop this. This is a thinking turn. Hey, oh, ah. I gotta think, guys. Don't distract me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, what if we put a cultist up here and then we infect it? So we summon a carrier. Summon a carrier. and an archer. I don't know. Like, who are we kidding? We can do this while we can do this while we're talking. We're not fooling anybody. uh, if we had the warrior in hand, we could definitely like do some shenanigans, as they say, as they have been known to say. Um, Problem is I don't want to like I want whatever I put on the field right now to actually stick. I don't want it just to like all go down to one mortar. Okay. End event. Do we want to put a archer over here actually to occupy this gate? That could be better than what we're doing. I mean, that gives them a really good mortar target. Oh, pirate? Nah. Nah, we don't need the pyre. Oh, imagine playing this faction. Like, I love red, but it has legit been a while since we've played red. I mean, there's an argument to be made to wait, but no. We'll happily pyre for 4. I mean, like, we could do better for sure, and a better player might hold it. Okay, so what I'm considering now though is, do we? I mean, it'd be better to use this turn not to damage Krusk, but to get more carriers out. Like, this full health carrier over here is good to have. Okay, I don't actually know how we would get an archer over there. I mean, I don't think we do it without killing this warrior. I mean, we can kill that warrior. That's fine. But then the downside is, um, this carrier is only at 1, and I'd rather it be at full, but... Oh, what was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna soul shift something off of this cultist. God damn it, this turn is taking so long. Okay, we play Blood Summon. How many moves do I have? Shifts, and then... Oh! Oh, kill Mega Gate. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Um, no, absolutely. That's way better than whatever I was gonna do. Okay, now that takes more moves though, so we probably just blood summon this, shift this, shift this, blood summon a carrier, and a carrier. Yeah, no, this is much better. Actually, like, threatening Mega Gate, huge. Do we have a carrier in the pile? Yeah, we do. Alright, so this is good. We get in there. Crap, could we not have gotten one space forward with this archer? Well, that's fine. That's a fine position too. Um, damage Krusk a little bit. This is good. I think we just do 1 attack, 2 attack. Okay, and you confirm. But they do just kill. Like, I really wanted to occupy that gate, but I think you're right. Damaging Mega Gate is worth it. I don't know. There's a lot of potential plays here, and they all have their ups and downs. They sure do. All right. I suppose we soul shift into that spot. If it dies, which it did. I mean, that gets us to max. Do we? We definitely do this. Do we put another 2 on this gate instead of Krusk? That would be a pretty hot take. I think 5 is enough on Mega Gate. Like, 5 is enough to threaten it. I think we go for Krusk now. Unfortunately, I do think like they can clean up these units pretty well. Like, if we had also gotten a unit over there, it would have been better. Can they burn hot to ret? They sure can, but they not that I thought about this, but they sure won't because the sack pyre would just heal that. I should think about that for the future though, whenever like we probably want, I mean, ideally we want ret like here. Once we've claimed this field. I don't know. Do another pyre, do Groot Gildas. Yeah, so I mean, after that whole turn of like cool stuff, Gates at half health, Rusk took 3 damage, and we have a bunch of units that are all gonna die. So it's not amazing. If he does not have blast off, this gate could be dead. That would be pretty great. Would be pretty great. I agree. I would be a fan. If he does have it, then our units are definitely dead. And the fact that he's taking this turn so quickly leads me to believe that he's fairly confident in his ability to nuke both the warrior and the carrier with a single detonate. It's a shame like Rhett isn't like here right now, because then next turn we could do this, which would be like insane. If it was one spot to the side right now, maybe we should have just like taken it. That one turn that a biter could have come and like attacked Rhett, just been like, fuck it, do it, you won't. Because that'd be so good. I mean, like, it probably wouldn't be good, it'd probably be too dangerous. Don't have detonate. Don't have detonate. Should have marched forward when you had the chance. Always send Rhett forward. Rhett is now the only 2-range summoner. That's not true. Baltar is a 2-range summoner. The only 2-range summoner that can't gain attack. They're like, yep, nope, this guy is not supposed to do shit. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like this position. Um, if we could have somehow like occupied this gate too, I would have liked a lot more. But I don't know if there would have been a way to do that and also hit the gate and also hit Krusk. Probably would have had to sacrifice one of those 2 things to get that gate. Because this occupying this gate spot is permanent momentum. They're not gonna thrust it out of the way. Like we can. That's just a permanent spot that we get to have. That is one step closer to victory. God, please don't have the detonate. They don't have the detonate, we're doing fine. If they do, we are not doing fine. That's about all she wrote. He has it for sure. It sure does feel like it, doesn't it? Yeah, especially with this wrench rat. That's so yeah, we're fucked. We done. We done. Our plan to see, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have prioritized attacking red, but we should have prioritized occupying this gate. Because we just need something to stick. And this is not that. Takes health that we're recovering. Yeah. Ugh. Give me an O for 2. For Pete's sake. No. Gross. Hate it. Okay, so we could, since this gate will be gone for a turn, like, which side do we want to take ret down? We can take this time to, like, sort of establish ourselves more on one of these sides. Ugh. Shut up. Shut up. Do we want a gate over here? We might. I think we send a carrier down here for the infect. We could summon an archer to shoot this rider, but, like, why? 9 health on Pyre. Yeah, we did real good. We did real frickin' good. Look at all that value. Alright, so... which side do we move Rhett down? Because if I move it over here, I'm worried he's just gonna be like, yep, gonna sit over here forever. But you have fun with that. Alright, here's the play. Summon our warrior as a blocker. Summon carrier over there. Now, do we play the gate? That is the question. Maybe we play it there. That's high. I mean, we don't need the magic. That's one thing for sure. Dragos is still on the table if we discard kind of heavy. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. We don't get this 2 for 2. We can see it on the spot. Easy game. And we already have 4 carriers out. Damn. That's a lot of carriers. So luckily, yeah, they have a little bit less momentum this turn because of no gate. So we are capitalizing on that as best we can. 70% of the time you infect every time. I'm pretty sure you mean 69% of the time you infect every time. Like, you almost had it. But it's important to be accurate with our statistics. Hold Ghouldas. I'm never listening to you again, Grata. Dragos and a Lut. Okay, we probably do play Dragos with this hand, since we can. Lut. Alright, 3 warriors and blood summon left in our deck. I can't even be that mad about. Like, that could be lethal at some point. This is good. It's not gonna be easy for them to kill all these carriers. This is decent. I expected to feel much more effed than I do right now. Maybe we wanted to set, like, Rhett could be here right now, but I mean, they're focusing more on this area since we've committed Rhett to the midfield. 69.444444452% of the time, actually. Very true, very true. Do we need a pick of, like, rolling a bunch of dice and them all being special? I would, like, take actual animation skills. Your raise will suck next turn, though. That's fine. Not even worried about it. Maybe we should have held this gate in hand for just this situation. Like, hey, if you're gonna fucking let me march forward, I'm going forward and putting a gate there. That's fine. As long as Red be alive. 10 cards behind. Don't even worry about it. You're worrying about it. Goodness. Don't worry about it. We definitely might be playing for assassination more than anything at this point. See, my race isn't gonna suck. He's gonna kill my warrior. Easy. We're gonna lose this game. All right. I need big misses over here. I need them big. That's not it. Crap. Boost the leader. Holding a love ball, obviously. Obviously. Like, who do you think I am? Of course we're holding a lead ball. Oh, we are losing this game. That is the thing about us right now. I'm tempted to do something like really stupid. I don't know what, but just like charge forward with Rhett. They have Silts options though. Everything looks bad. It really does. Man, I don't want to summon this archer. But then we kind of just have to like send this carrier to die. Maybe? Okay, no. Oh, here's the play. We just shoot this guy with a scavenger. I mean, or we just don't at all engage with him. Yeah, let's just not engage with him. We'll shoot him with an archer at some point. No, this is totally the play. Easy. Easy. I mean, it'd be great. If we had an archer, I would do it, but without the archer. Maybe we raise an archer and send it that way. It's a little bit dumb, but this is really dumb. I mean, well, it can always soul shift. Fine. Having an archer behind us is probably good. Then we're gonna have Dragos magic for next turn. With like some quantity of in there. This is like a classic Summoner's game of like every time I end my turn, I'm like, oh, I stand a chance, and then every time my opponent ends their turn, I'm like, this game's over. Like, why am I even playing? Archer 3-bow on Krusk. What if I like killed it with something else? Yeah, I mean, if I was killing the scavenger, I would want to infect it though. But here, I really just want to take a break and try to build up my carriers again. I think I like pivoting to this side of the field. Gone, be gone. Seems good. The world where we don't want to discard that archer so we can blood summon it, but want to have Dragos magic. That I do. And we get the summon. All right. I mean, we can definitely hold it. We can play, like, if the cards work out, we can play Dragos this turn, and then next turn hope to get a crazy blood summon double warrior thing. Blood summon is one of the ways we could win. We're hoping to do the wins. We shall see. We shall see. It's interesting. Like, do you think this matchup is even? Like, I would say it's at least like 60% Sand Goblin favored. Like, if you're doing everything right, like discarding Silts, if you draw her immediately. What do you guys think? Because right now in the league, I mean, there's only been like 24 games played, but it's even. I feel like this matchup is not even. I feel like it's Sand Goblin's favored. That's very much how I feel. But Curious what others think. Boom, 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 boom. Man, last Gwalark 16 minutes ago. Like the cash flow is drying up. Depends on not discarding thrusts. I feel like normally I'll play Sand Goblins pretty conservatively though. Like if you play Sand Goblins conservatively, you don't need to discard that much. So the odds of discarding thrust should be pretty low if you're being conservative with it. And even then, you always have sparks like we did. Only the worst player does it. Yawn. I think Sand Goblins is favored versus most melee factions. They can play defensively very well. That's like my exact reasoning. I think like sand goblins can just sand goblins are just good against melee factions. They just pick you apart. You walk towards them, they don't give you anything to hit. Like sand goblins can really capitalize on like a lack of range, which I feel like is also why they should be favored against like Crimson Order. Did they end up? How did the Crimson Order end up going down? Actually, that was previous season. But yeah, no, that's I I agree with that reasoning. And Fallen Kingdom is like one of very few like true melee factions. I mean, I guess we're getting more and more true melee factions. They seem to be less afraid of printing those these days. Well, it's pretty even, but slightly Sand Goblin's favored. Interesting. I want to play fours versus Sand Goblins. I literally never see them on ladder. Yeah, the forwards, no one plays them. No. Yeah, I should play. I should do some more Sand Goblins. Sand Goblins are a great faction. Very, very fun. Like sand goblins are like peak complicated faction design, like high complexity faction design, like perfect, like super unique, like can do lots of stuff. I love it. Haven't seen the little flying guys these games. Painful. Yeah, little flying guys. All right, they got the thruster. We're gonna lose. Little flying guys equal bad. All right. I mean, like I will go for it, and Don't think that I won't. Like, I will go for your stupid 7-on-7, Vexer. We need this unit to be alive. No, we need this unit to be alive to go for it. Okay. That's probably not happening then. Well, I mean, it doesn't look like they're killing this unit. Yeah, biters are kind of hard to use in this matchup. So I was watching an earlier game of Fiddleford. Imagine playing around Blood Summon. Couldn't be me. Vexer, I literally don't have it. Like you literally so unnecessary. Like stop it. You literally don't need to. Like this is just like embarrassing for you, Vexer. Take it back. Come on. We don't need that guy. Like who do you think you are, Vexer? This is gross. You gotta stand for something, Vexer. God damn it. Is this wrench rat just here to kill the rider and then equip? God damn it. I need a break from Ben. Let's fire up the new podcast. All right. You can't get away from me, no matter how hard you try. What's up with that? I like forget what I said on that podcast. I just remember like being like just like tripping over my words a lot. Hopefully Aaron edited that out. 11 viewers, hell yeah. Everybody get in here. Everyone wants to see me get stomped by the big Vex. Uh, we just have a cultist. I mean, I don't really see that many plays here. Kill Megagate. Thanks. I mean, I thought you were joking, and I still mostly think you're joking. every time there's a moment to think without fail. Oh, I mean, it's real tough though to like actually get the dice because total units on board is one, and then we get the warrior, and then we get a cultist. So max units on board minus the warrior is 5. That's only getting. So if we kill everything to go to +7 on the warrior, we're only getting 5. I just don't see how we would do this. Like, we summon the warrior. Warrior goes here. Or like I don't know. We summon a cultist to keep our carrier alive. We summon a warrior there. Okay, we summon a warrior. Warrior goes there. Summon a cultist there. So summon a cultist there. We go there and there, and then there. So far we've killed 2 things on the warrior. Killing the other gate with Dragos seems very doable. That's true. Yeah, maybe chip at it and later kill it. But then, so now the warrior is attacking for 4. Um, warrior is attacking for 4. Carrier can attack it for more. Do I just throw Dragos at this 3 health gate? That seems a little bit dumb. But like stupider things have been said. Blocking the gate with 2 units, Dragos kill the gate. Now they are stuck. Den Goblins is never stuck, but fair. So we blood summon a warrior. Warrior goes there. Blood summon a cultist. The thing is, like, it's just hard to. I also want to re-up my carriers. Okay, what if I just play a cultist, blood summon a warrior off the cultist? Okay, yeah, that's better. Well, it's still, I still don't like have the moves that I want. Okay. Ugh, hate it. I do not know what I'm talking about though. Maybe it's very bad. Um, no, I think we need to do something sketchy as fuck to have a chance here. I mean, they're just gonna detonate this fucking gate again, but whatever. Um, we want like one move to take us to there is the problem right now. Like if Dragos goes here, there's just no way. We need to get a warrior to here, and I also want to get a carrier somewhere to do. I want one carrier infect attack. Um, Ideally, it would be like we blood summon off of this cultist. Oh, and then we take its spot. Then this goes here. Then the 2 health carrier goes forward. I mean, I would rather like what's the end game here? I mean, I could just put a could just blood summon the cultist there. Okay, fuck it. Um, it's our last blood summon too, though. I mean, we've revealed that we have it in hand. We're not fooling anybody. Okay, what if we don't like what do we actually gain by blood summoning right now? What if we don't? What if we just give them Dragos to shoot at and scare them a little bit? All right. Now that's gonna make us think like that's gonna make Vexer think that was the thing we were thinking about, whether to play Dragos or not. Because this is stupid. Like we're just sending Dragos to die. But if they focus, we're making them choose. If they focus Dragos, our carriers get to live a fair bit longer, which would be good. And how many carriers we have in the pile? Yeah, so we have 4 total. We can re-up this one and then also re-up this one. That'd be good. Okay, this seems like the play actually. We found it somehow. All right. And yeah, we definitely. I think I made a mistake the previous turn. In the previous earlier this game, where the carrier I forget that it's like as you're damaging the 10 health gate, like you don't really want to surround it either because that just gives them easy detonate value, which is bad. Fuck life drain. All my homies hate life drain. This kills your econ, though. I'm not sure you can win econ anymore. I mean, yeah. On the one hand, yes, I agree with you, and like we're kind of just trying to like set up the blood summon play. On the other hand, Rhett's econ is like Rhett's econ can surprise you sometimes. Like because they focus Dragos, then we do a bunch of blood summons. We're in their face. We have a huge pyre turn for a full health Rhett. Like we're behind on econ. I wouldn't say that it's unwinnable though. Um, it's got more leg than most for sure. we're holding in there. Like I feel like I've been I feel like I've been at least slightly behind for this entire game, but like enough that like you're only slightly behind if every time you take a turn you're like, oh, maybe this game isn't over, and then every time your opponent takes a turn you're like, oh, this is so over, and then you take another turn, it's like, oh, maybe not. So like that means you're slightly behind. Rhett invests heavily in carrier stock. He sure does. He sure does. Okay, there's like like I found a website to just do like the silly Giphy stuff for me. There's like you can get like an animation on something to like be like vibrating up and down like really fast. What's like a funny way to turn that into like a on-screen emote? Like what's something funny to just like vibrate up and down really fast? I thought it would be the I considered it for the biter emote for the with the beans is salty emote. But decided the cube was funnier for that one. So that might be. It's debatable. It's pretty funny as the. It's pretty funny both ways. Ooh. But what's something else? I feel like there's something else that's got to be really funny, just like shaking violently up and down. Maybe sear, as in just like mad about Sears. I see it. I see it. Haha. And then like, what's the sound effect? Sound effects is just like 50 screenshots from the Discord just pop up of everyone complaining about Sears. See, this is good though. Like we want this a donkey stank of 3 carriers is in fact how we like stand a fucking chance. You've been seared. Fighters get infected. This is good. No, like this I'm really happy with this play because we force them to like either focus Dragos or focus our units. Like we're something's gonna stick. Grilling sound. I like it. I like it. Oh my goodness, my phone has so many notifications for Summoner Wars Online. I'm writing this down. Oh, okay. Now I have this note app with like various ideas I've put in from um previously. You know like level 3 CPU meme of just like just win Ben, just go for the kill Ben. What's a good what's a good one for that? I don't think we haven't heard someone. Is there an old clip of level 3 CPU on my stream just saying just win Ben? I don't think there is. We did play they've been busy at least recently. We did play a fair bit in the past. Man, one more unit in hand and we could really threaten Krusk right now. Like so close. We can get to there. We don't have a 7-on-7 though. Oh, okay, that's pretty big. Um Pretty fucking huge. If Hellforge was a unit instead of Blood Summit, because we can only get the warrior to here. We're one spot short. Oh, you meant 7-on-7 on Dragos, is that it? I thought Dragos had 8 HP. Oh, another biter got it. Sucks that we can't kill him. I think we need to be patient. I think we need to be patient. Um I hate it as much as you do. Do we play the Hellforge? We might. Like they're on the edge of their seat right now. This is scary for them. The card gap is much closer now. Yeah, no, this is not a place that they want to be. This is we've come back a little bit. This is good. This is what winning looks like. I mean, like hypothetically, this is what winning could look like in some hypothetical world where we manage to win. Is this what winning looks like? You better. I bet 200 on you. A whole 200. Shit. A lot riding on me. Um, that feels unnecessary and dumb. Let's just bring this archer out. So we infect with a carrier, and then we'll have all 5 carriers. We could, so infecting on this doesn't really serve a purpose. I think we want to play Hellforge though to get it out of hand. They don't know that, but I think we do want to play Hellforge to get it out of hand. Um, I mean, we could have Dragos like kill, but we want Dragos to hit the scavenger. Let me scavenger they summoned. Summoned sand scavenger. Okay. Who gets the Hellforge? I don't really want to put it on this carrier because I'd rather keep that carrier at full health. Let's just put it on this freaking archer then. Like whatever. I mean, I'd rather have it on a carrier. I don't know. And like, what an irrelevant unit to attack. I would much rather have this, but then I just like this carrier getting to stay at full health. That seems way better. We have 2 purges coming up. 2 whole purges. All right, and we do have a carrier in the pile. Yep, and that'll be all 5. I like it. I like it very much. Yeah, so he was forced to go for 1. He even missed. It was a 7-on-7, says allies. If I'm wrong, can't blame me. Yep. Kill Rider with buff Drago. Scavenger's too valuable. When, well, like, yeah, because we could buff Dragos and then kill a Rider and that'd be good or something. Oh, wow. It sticks around. God damn it. I don't want a gate. I need units. Yeah, killing scavengers too valuable. We have all 5 carriers out though. I mean, that is that is net like you guys hear the cat. Can I get a yawn? The cat surely has a toy in its mouth and is walking in the hallway. Thank you, thank you. Slowly bait Hagrada down all of his points. All of your points. I I tried to get them to say, but they would not. Which is maybe fair, because if I hear that they have like 200,000, boy is Gwalar going up a few thousand. Because Nat said they had like 30,000. Like, Grata's gotta have a lot. Her Grata pleads the fifth. Only have like 700. Okay, cool. I was worried there. Glad you've only got like 700. Oh, at least 5. At least like 1 or 2 points. Wouldn't be worried about it. Grata has 700, spends 900. Wouldn't be worried about it. Wouldn't be concerned. Her Grata has redeemed Gwalark. 900. That's a sound that Frost Shamans make in my mind. Like, for some reason, it's like weird to me that it's not canonical in the game. Like, when I see that face, I think, ah! Like, that's the noise they make, right? Like, that's canonical, right? Unwieldy magic. Seems like a tough turn for Vexer. Hell yeah, it is. Burning out the clock. Let's go. It's funny because this is a tough matchup to do a second game of, because even though the first game ended in 30 minutes because I'm bad, this matchup can very easily take the full 2 hours. Take like go all the way to the end. It might be a long one. Unless we just win next turn, but we're not going to because we didn't draw another freaking warrior. We just need the turn. We just need it to happen. We just need everything to come out Millhouse. Yeah, no, it's scary. Like, last turn, if I could have gotten the 7-on-7, I would have considered it. At this point, we are kind of winning enough that I kind of want to not throw. Like, I don't know if I would go for a 7-on-7. Our odds of winning the long game might be longer, might be better than that. With a full board, carriers, blood summon is very big. Threat of blood summon is very big. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's like the essential like cycle of Ret Talus is like blood summon, like you can play around it, but you wanna get your opponent into a spot where they can't really afford to play around stuff, and then you wipe them. off the face of the earth. Okay. If Krusk stays there, there would be a 7-on-7. I don't think I'd go for that. Where we triple purge on this rider after summoning a carrier, and then like we purge on this carrier to or to no, that wouldn't be there because, well, no, there could be. We'd have to get a warrior here. Anyway, there might be a 7-on-7. I don't think we're gonna go for it though, so I won't even really bother. Get fucked, you fucking idiot! Ha ha! Ha ha! The space in front of you is open for an archer. Yes, 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 yes. Indeed. This is a good purge turn too. Okay. Could we get a kill? Yeah, so we summon a warrior here. We summon an archer here. Carrier purges, carrier purges. This carrier purges on this carrier, so the archer can go in. It's still in the purge step. Purge on this a third time. Rider goes in here. We've already killed. That's max, so we're already at max. That's 7-on-7. Um, but is 7-on-7 good enough? Oh. There is better. There's better than 7-on-7. I'm pretty good at seeing purge lines. I won't be gaslit. The last time you told me there was better, I was being so freaking gaslit. I won't hear none of this. Fine, I'm out of this one. Like, no, if you tell me I haven't killed, I'll listen to you. You like, boy who cried wolf. Better. You're on thin ice, mister. No, there's just no other way to get to red. Okay, and I don't want to reveal that I'm thinking about this for that long. So what's our other play? Just purge a bunch of times. We could just purge on that. I mean, that's an easy infect. Could you see it as I was like, what? There's 11 dice on Krusk, and then I was like, oh, it's her Grata. Can you bring up an archer and a warrior? I need the archer to kill the carrier. I also don't even see how I would really get an archer up there. I mean, because the only way the warrior is getting in is through this line. I mean, we have time. We can think about this. The only way the warrior is getting in is through this line. Or is through like this. Yeah, that's true. I haven't been thinking about Undead Archer, so I want to think about it. So we have Rhett, but then like we're not getting over there. Well, okay. Well, it's close. It's close. Like, if we could purge on a scavenger. The thing is though that we need the archer to kill this rider. And there's nowhere else we could go. Like if we had one more unit, you're right. We could just summon the warrior over here, triple purge on this rider, undead archer comes in. If we could just had any other way, if we just had another unit in hand, just so we could hit Krusk, then we're in there. There could totally be something I'm not seeing. Anyway, okay. So I've given up on it again. I think we double purge on this rider. No, we purge on Scavenger, double purge on Rider. I think that's it. Um, oh, we can take this. We might as well raise. Okay, if we're doing the purge turn, we might as well do the pyre as well. And they don't know. For all they know, we discarded Blood Summon. I mean, second Blood Summon. I mean, yeah, maybe. I was gonna say I think Vexer knows better than that, but I mean that's totally possible that we discard Blood Summon to like we drew them both early and it just wasn't really gonna happen. Um. Okay, I actually don't know what this archer is doing here. I think because what are my moves? How many moves have we used so far? Doesn't remember. We've used one, so can I move Rhett up? I do kind of want to move Rhett up. Um, Granted, they could get to me with Burn Hot, but that's just like throwing. Yeah, I think I want to summon a I want to blood summon a warrior. We do have a warrior in the pile, right? Yeah. We can assess after that whether we want to do something else or not. Okay, there's also a world where we go big on the gate. Throw, throw, throw. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate the faith in me. um I mean, okay, there's a world where we triple purge, 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 go up here, 7 on the gate. Why am I considering this? We're like virtually out of carriers if we do that. There's like such a world though. Do we even need a triple purge? Could we just do 2 purges? No, we would. Yeah. Honestly, this is probably better. Let's threaten that gate if we can. Fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Imagine. Have you guys ever played Summoner Wars? I hear it's a good game. I've never tried it before. You guys. Grata. No. Yes. Tell me when I'm doing something stupid. I think I think I would have. I think at some point before attacks, I would have like double checked the cards in my hand, and I think I would have noticed. Now it's entirely possible I wouldn't have, but I think I would have. Ah, if only we could. If only we could move Brett forward a space and place a gate at this point. Yeah, you would totally have noticed. Oh, ret forward a space and place a gate would be good. Though, what are we summoning at this point? I would much rather have ret forward a space, but that's fine. Yeah, we're almost up to full carriers at the end of this. Bunch of damage on the gate. I like it. I like it. Unfortunately, some of our carriers are like way the fuck over here. Are we dead to anything? Nah, literally never. We're safe. We're out of like burn hot range, burn hot or just a biter plus a thruster. I almost had a heart attack. I was like, wait, did I play the pyre? This is good though, because like this is just like free. Because now there's something else for them to think about. They're like, crap, I gotta detonate my gate. Meanwhile, we're sitting here scheming. Like the whole point, like our plan is to try to get at Krusk at some point. That's the whole freaking plan. But we're just trying to give them like other alternate threats to be afraid of before we finally go at Krusk. gaming. Ugh, I like it. I like it. Looks good. Might be. Let's see. Who believed in me? Managed, yeah. We somehow we were at 88% in a matchup that I think is unfavored for us and facing Vexer. Still had 88% of the points on us, but we shall deliver. We shall deliver to the believers. Literally have a 1 next to my name. Good stuff. Good stuff. Making Vexer's turns tough. They're at 24 minutes. Here, let's do a refresh. Do we have more time than him? I think we probably do. We have 5 more minutes than Vexer. We've been playing. We're chilling. We are gaming. So I will for the for the unofficial count that we're not counting at all. I'm like about to die right now. I'm getting so cocky. Whoever wins the first game, like gets the credit for it. Second games are bonus. So for the Ben Vexer Cup, the most prestigious cup in all of history, we've won 2. Whoever wins 3 gets the Ben Vexer Cup. But so Vexer's already got the win for this week. We shall see. It shall be close. To bite back. See what we can get here. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I really want him to play Forge next week. Yeah, I haven't seen Vexer play Forge. Forge versus Varga. Oh God, no! I don't want to play Vargath. Last time I played Vargath against Vexer, I lost to the Vanguards. I don't. Vargath are hard. No, it's fine. I can play Vargath. Vargaths are great. Love Vargath. I love Vargath. I'm just like I'm not at the Vexer level with them yet. My Vargath are sitting just chilling. Ben mastered Forge recently. Yeah, I have my Forged Grandmaster card. We played Forge versus Mountain Vargath a while ago. We did. Was that the game that was like, what the hell just happened? No, that totally was. That was like we went through so much. Like I played Vaunt. Like we went through so much. Like I think I missed a kill shot on you, and like it was just like the game was a roller coaster. I remember allies trying to tell me what to do at the end there. At the end of that game that we did. That was in the public queue, I think. It's a fun one. I think after we're done with Vexer, I'll do some public queue games as well. I'll probably like break for 20 minutes and then like eat lunch, and then we haven't been in the public queue very much. And I got a lot of time this next week, so hopefully we can actually stick to our promise and play some public queue games. All right. They're dead next turn. Right? I mean, they're probably gonna if they just build something in front of Crest or not. Yeah, if you just put a rider there, if you put a rider here, you still might be dead. I don't know. If this carrier got damaged, then you could definitely be dead. If you damage this carrier somehow, because then if you put a unit here, then I could purge onto my own carrier to bring forward Archer to purge onto that. We shall see. All right. So how about this? I will keep the note for the scuffle that'll be next week. I will keep the notifications on, or I will keep the like. I'm gonna do a test run to see if I can trust you guys. I will keep the sounds on, so the sounds and the visuals for the channel point rewards will appear on screen, but like go easy on it. If the stream is nothing but if the stream is nothing but stuff popping up on screen, yeah, chat might be losing their privileges to have channel point rewards on future scuffles. So I will probably, I mean, I'll still think about it because this is the first day that we've had the rewards, but I will probably keep the channel point rewards for the scuffle next week, but um but I gotta trust you guys. Go easy on it. Don't go crazy. Um this is good. This is exactly right. Restraint is my middle name. Harg Restraint Ada. That's what they call you. Huh. I wonder if I'm honestly wrong about this matchup because this is like been going pretty shit for us. Like we had a pretty bad start and we're actually like coming back and like I don't really feel like we did anything. We got like lucky to come back. I mean, we got some carriers to stick on the board, which was really nice, but there's a world where this matchup isn't as bad as I thought it was. I only have one thing to say to this, 379, so don't worry about me. Okay, if I had to guess, I think Pagrada has somewhere between like 110 and 150,000 points. That's my guess. Maybe 100 to 150,000. That's right. On an unrelated topic, can you gift points to others? I don't think you can. Feel free to Google it if there's like easy plugins I could install. I don't really know because it doesn't seem like I have that many options. I can set up individual awards so like I have to ratify them. So for instance, if you suggest a poll, if I have the option to like refund it if I don't do it or something. But all of these rewards I can't. I don't like Twitch seems to be pretty stingy about the channel point rewards. I don't really know how that works. Um, feel free to Google it if it looks like there's an easy thing I can install to like give channel points. But it seems like the channel point number seems to all be on Twitch's end. So well, good game. Kill Megagate. How about instead of killing Megagate, like just a hot take over here. Just a silly little hot take. Instead of killing the Megagate, I'm gonna do something slightly different. I know, this might upset some of you. Like how darest I? You know, it might actually be better too. Over here. You be dead, Vexer. Purge cultist on him. Not only are we gonna try to purge the cultist on him, we're also gonna try to purge a archer if we can get it. Yeah, I think we can. We definitely can. We don't even need this carrier. Purge on this. Purge on this. So the damage step of purge comes first. So we have to kill, and then all our units are destroyed. So this cultist, if this cultist was destroyed automatically, we could just run in right now to kill that cultist. But it's not. It's killed after the damage step. So we have to kill our own cultist. But if we do kill our own cultist, hey, the damage step is still going on. Let's get in there and purge again. Easy money. Okay, how many units are dying right now? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've hit max. Purge red. Ben the law master at work. Yeah, totally makes sense. It actually doesn't make sense. I don't want to talk about it. It doesn't make sense because there's also a rule that damage is simultaneous, but purge is just kind of that doesn't apply to purge because it's like each unit or something, and also we don't want to nerf purge. um, but yeah, that's how purge works, and it's gonna stay that way. God damn it. Well, believers, I have a nice little treat for you. Oh no, he had blinding flare active the whole time. Channel points. Fallen Kingdom combos are always great and don't make sense. I tried to explain it. It makes sense. You just do it sentence by sentence. I swear. The rules make perfect sense. It doesn't make sense to anybody. I'm like the only person. Manage prediction. All right, Vex allies. You're gonna get like from like the 300 points you get in. You're gonna get like 400. Good stuff. Prediction results, Ben. Believers raking in that cash. Can't even Gwalark L. This is rigged. Someone Google if there's a plugin I can add to get her grounded gift channel points. I feel like there might not be. That might not be a thing. Okay, let me see. This is or I have in chat. This is how I sound. Blah 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 blah. Okay, good stuff. And let's get in there. Hello, hello. Oh, can you hear me? I cannot hear you if you're talking. Doesn't look like anything's coming through. Well played. Couldn't agree more. I got a Fallen Kingdom OP needs a nerf, honestly. Too strong. I'm surprised for two Fallen Kingdom. Like I strongly would have thought Angot was his favorite, but this game in particular, Vexer, I'm just talking because I can't hear you. Try like changing your mic settings or something. Vexer rage quit. Yeah, yeah. I'm curious if this matchup is more even than I thought because I don't like. I feel like that game was going pretty well for me. I'm surprised we recovered it. Like I guess the critical moments being you missing on Dragos 2 turns in a row was pretty crazy. Um, let's see. I'm gonna send Vexer a message real quick. Um, do. Am I in here right? Do I have the audio outputting to the right thing? Maybe. Yeah. No, I totally do. Vexer.
Hey, what's up? That was weird. I just
Hey.
had to like get out of the room and join again, and now it was working. So it was
Okay,
this.
good stuff. How are you feeling? Good games. I did not expect Fallen Kingdom victories there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the matchup leans to the goblins, and it's hard for the Fallen Kingdom to get it right. Like you really need to be playing for the combo that we were able to achieve at the end. And yeah, at
Yeah.
the end, like I was thinking, like you always have to be playing, thinking about Blood Summons, right? That's the card that gets you as the goblins on this one. But the Blood Summons with the 2 warriors plus Purge, I think even if I had played the correct, done the correct play at the end, I wouldn't have been able to stop it. So I also had 2 wrenches in hand.
Uh-huh.
So the correct play there would have been to use I guess, try to kill it with a wrench instead of the summoner, and then just keep the wrench there, just blocking that spot. And that way, at least from the blood sum, I would be protected from the blood summon in a certain way to a maximum of well, I guess 7 million, not fully. Like you were already
Yeah.
had
You're
a
at least
big press.
protected by Purge. Yeah.
Exactly. Like at that point, at least, well, I was protected from like the double warrior, because even without the purge right now, like one of the warriors could have destroyed the gate, which would have dealt 2 damage to the summoner, and then you just needed like 5 out of 7.
Oh, that's
So
true. I didn't think about
yeah,
that.
so that was like a kill. But even if I had left the wrench there to protect, I think with the purge you would have been able to just like get rid of it and then just do like the double warrior play or something like that. So
Yeah.
the odds
Or
were like.
even even if you leave a rat, I can purge on that rat and then maybe have a archer come in and still purge on Krusk.
Exactly. And yeah. So at this point in this type of game, like you always are aiming, one of the main goals for the goblins here is to prevent the zombie outbreak, right? Actually, most of the matchups against the kingdom, that's your main concern, and you're always trying to prevent that. And we saw right now what happens when you don't get a chance to like prevent for that. Like you had like a lot of options, right? With your purge turns, with your blood summons turns, with the sacrificial pyre, right? Like
Yeah.
you had some massive amount of counters there that I like you were not even able to get. Like if you were at 2 for life, maybe you would have gone almost all the way back to 12. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you want to share your screen? Let's
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm curious to like talk about like even that last game more in particular. Like I don't really know like where the tide started to turn for Fallen Kingdom because I felt behind for a while because I feel like how Cross, hopefully you can see the screen now. How Cross wins this game is just keep Fallen Kingdom at an arm's reach, and it's not so hard to do with all of your mobility tools. Just keep picking at the melee units. And then Ret Talus will win if you like actually get established on board. I feel like you did a really good job of just keeping me off the board for so long. So like turn 6, I did this play. I was like threatening your gate. It was cool, but then you just completely wiped the board with detonate, and it was like, how am I gonna win? Like by turn 7, it's just like I'm looking so behind. Econ's looking behind. Like how am I gonna how am I gonna win this? What do you think happened from there? Like how did the game progress from this point?
hmm Yeah, so let's see. This one, let's see the next turn. I had two scavenger flops, which were really like they really hurt because they slowed me down to try to like kill the champ and like keep bringing down the zombies. So at that point, like all the zombies just like completely propagated. So let's see. In this turn, okay, so you got sent those guys there and had the warrior
Yeah,
ready, right? So let's see. On the next turn, the turn after, I was able to get a one scavenger there, and I had the gate. And what I tried to do there was like put some pressure on the side of Red Talus so that you were not going to be able to keep advancing because it is a concern. Like once they start advancing, that's what you don't want, right? You want to keep them at
yeah,
an arm's reach. If they advance too much, you try to capitalize on like an assassination. But I didn't really have my champs yet. They were all the way to the bottom, the two champs that I was hoping to get, the two like non-machine ones. So
gotcha.
I
Yeah,
was just building up to that. I was not ready yet. So my hope there really was just to like if I kill that warrior, I was one short for it. Like it would force you kind of like to slow down a little bit maybe. But then your next turn, you discarded all the way to 6, right? At that point, like you were
yeah.
well, it was kind of like obvious. Like well, he probably wants to play a champ. It's probably Dragos. That's the best one, like the one that it's worth discarding for. So at that point, I thought like, you know what? I don't want to even give him good targets for Dragos, right? Like it's so. Finally, I got the thrust at that point, so I was able to send that gate
Yes.
back. I put it all the way
And
forward
that's
after that.
pretty bad luck too to only get a thrust halfway through your deck as well.
Yeah,
That
well, I
definitely
mean, it
helped me a
happens.
lot.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Like well, at that point, you have to discard a little bit more aggressively. I discard like a few cards that, if I had my thrust, I wouldn't have discarded to try to dig for it, and eventually I got to it. So in this play, I try to like get rid of all your targets, not only because of the zombies, like that guy was at 1 life, but I didn't
Yeah,
want you to have a good target for dragons because at first I thought like, hey, I can keep the pressure and bring another rider and be threatening like around there, but with Dragos there, I didn't want you to bring Dragos and hit a rider, like which is the value that you can get out of Dragos, killing a rider really fast. or like a big target. So then I did this play, right? At this point, I felt like the game was heavily in my favor still. So then you
Yeah.
played Dragos, and this is where things turned. In this turn, this was the decisive turn. So you were able to establish a good presence with the zombies right there. And then I also, the mortar is decent in this game because of the zombies, but if you get it
Uh-huh.
early, I got it until this point. Like I think I had it here, and I thought like, oh man, I haven't drawn the two champs that I want. The first time that I did the burn hot, I like a detonate went out. I was like, oh, that's too bad. Like that is really good when you're
Oh,
playing this.
yeah. Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? Like right now, I don't want to focus on those zombies. Unless you're able to wipe them out, it's not the greatest benefit. But I had a play that I could maybe wipe out Dragos in this same turn. Like if I kill Dragos here, I thought like he's probably not going to be able to come back from that, right? Like playing your Dragos 6 magic and only getting like one attack to a gate would be devastating. So I had this play in which if I did burn hot, and attack with this guy and give you like one of the biters. So for like to hit for 7, I
Yeah.
had 60% chance. If I didn't do the burn hot, it was 28% chance. So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Let's just burn hot. Like this could be for like the game 60%. The odds are in my favor. But this was the first one that I didn't make it right. So I was like, okay, no problem. So you got like some extra value out of Dragos, but the thing is, you had another carrier there, and those zombies, like the fact that I just had to focus on Dragos allowed you to just amass all those zombies because now I
Yeah,
couldn't really
exactly.
focus. And
And
then the
did you
next
want to,
turn,
it looks like you didn't burn hot that turn. Did you say that you were thinking about it?
yes, no, I burned
Yeah, I
hot,
see.
but
Yeah.
one of them was built, but the other one I did the burn hot. So I was attacking with 8 melee on a 7 life Drago. So that was like, because a 7 on 7 was like 20 something, but 8 on 7 was giving me 60%. So
I see. But
that one just,
you still went for the 7 for 7 because you didn't want to burn the hot.
no, I did the burn hot. Like I
Oh,
did
you
do
did
it.
you did it?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I
Oh,
did the
it's only until the end of turn. That's why it's not displaying.
oh, yeah, that's why it disappeared right now. Yes. There it
Is
is.
it? Wait, let me. Where is it? There it is. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah, there
gotcha.
it is. You can see
Yeah.
the
So,
three minutes. Yeah.
you missed an 8 on 7. I see. I see.
Yeah, so it was worth it. Like the 60% is all turn in your favor. 28, like it's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
really
No,
unlikely,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
so it was definitely
and
worth
I
risking
think
it.
no, yeah, yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head too. Like seeing my strategy was I was thinking like and these two turns I feel like but like the turn this turn and the turn before where I like regrouped with my carrier were like the biggest like turns of reorienting my strategy. But here I think I've been holding Blood Summon for a little while here. Let me see actually how long. Okay, so I had Blood Summon the previous turn and I didn't do it. The previous turn actually real quick. Yeah, if you hadn't defended yourself with that rider, I could have gotten a 7 for 7. At that point, the game was looking pretty bad for me, so I might have gone for that. um,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see, and then okay, and so that's when I did it. So I've been holding Blood Summon, and I've been thinking like Econ isn't looking super great, so hopefully I can get a Blood Summon kill. And so yeah, so this strategy was I have Dragos on this side, I have carriers on this side. You have to pick one. You can't
Mhm.
like you can either wipe the carriers or wipe Dragos, and then I'm gonna get to keep the one that you don't pick, and hopefully I can get enough of a board out of that I can get a Blood Summon kill on you. And so I've been holding Blood Summon for a while to try to get that kill.
Yeah, and as you saw there, like I put the rider just to protect that because you always have
Yeah.
to be thinking of the blood summons. Actually, at the end of the game, I was like, when you start getting tired, I stopped thinking about blood summons. I didn't even try to cover. But here you can see, like I was thinking, like, hey, I just got to put this guy here because the blood summons is his best
Yeah.
chance to win this game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this in thing like in here things kind of like balance a little bit, right? You had like a play, a good shot to balance things out, get more out of this one. So then you went for the archer on the other end, which surprised me. I mean, I guess, I mean, it wasn't bad. Because it's really likely that you're going to lose your archer and you're going to lose your weapon. But this is another
Yeah.
thing that started turning the tide, right? Like you not only got the 4 out of 4, your archer was survived like
Yes.
without any
Yes.
damage. So this meant that I had to spend one of the attacks. I don't want to leave a 2/5 archer alive, so I have to
Yeah.
spend one of my attacks. then I have to spend another attack on Dragos. So then my play there was that, right? To get rid of the archer, I wasn't gonna really have resources to try to kill the 1/2 rider so that you couldn't turn it into a zombie. But I was okay. Like I just needed to get rid of Dragos. I had my scavenger on the back so that when you attack with a zombie, I have a chance, right? Like 30% chance that he survives and I get another one out of him because
Yeah.
the courier is the only one that is close. And then my
Yeah.
goal there was, I mean, the scavenger on Dragos was supposed to be a 93 or something percent, right? Like 2 out of 3. That was the like key thing. Like missing that was devastating because I was hoping to get the rider to attack the zombie that was on the front to then be able to move that gate to the side or the back or just move it out of the
Oh, that makes a lot of
right
sense.
because
Yeah, so
I
you could push this forward.
so but actually, I was thinking even like like I was thinking at first backward so that you couldn't have the like the warrior the or whatever. But the thing is, like not being able to kill that guy just started slowing me down.
Yeah.
And then the next turn, you had like a great play there with you were able to get some great value out of the purge,
Yeah,
right? I
that
think it
just
was that the
worked
turn that
perfectly.
you did the purge.
Yeah, yeah, it was that one. So between here and here, I purged 3 different carriers, and then at first I was just like I still am having in mind I just want to get the blood summon turn, and I keep having turns where I only had 1 or 2 units in hand, and I saw that in my deck I still had like 3 warriors left, and I think this is one of the 3. But I was like, okay, if I can just draw those, it'll be great. Let me just get purge out of hand. I'll like purge these carries, but I was like, oh, I can also just like do like 7 dice on the gate, so I guess I might as well do that too. Like just sort of the perfect purge turn. Just like so often it's so hard to like get a purge that like feels like it's value.
Yeah,
You just get everything
exactly.
to line up, but it sure did
And
here.
that's one of the keys of Fallen Kingdom. Like it's that kind of almost a combo deck, and you cannot be keeping too many events in your hand, especially when Blood Summons is one of those. Because for Blood
Hmm.
Summons to really be devastating, you need to have like 3 other creatures, 4
Yeah.
ideally, but at least 3. Sometimes you even do it for with 2 when you have an event that you cannot drop, like the Sacrificial Pyre that you don't want to drop.
Yeah.
But if you're keeping blood summons plus sacrificial pyre and then purge, like you're never gonna even get like 2 war. It's very hard
Yeah.
to get
The,
like
you,
something
you you
values.
need a board presence like that. You need the carriers and the board presence to actually get the event combos to work.
Exactly, yes. And right now you were in a good spot because now you had like even though you were far behind on the econ, you had like all those carriers almost on my side of the field, the water which I had to deal with because those gate like that 10 gate. That's one of the things you have to keep in mind. Like if they're within range of a warrior, that can potentially become like that because they can get blown apart really fast. And I didn't have the other detonate that I lost in the burn hut, so I knew
Uh-huh.
that was
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
last gate for that. So yeah, so that's why I just went to guarantee the warrior kill. That's why I even gave you a biter there just to make sure because otherwise I knew I was dead. Like if I didn't kill it,
Yeah.
and yeah, you get like a perfect opportunity there. So if, let's see, if I had left the wrench there, you would have just like blood summon out of the side of the carrier, then the warrior on the other end, and then
Yeah.
uh, you could have like the other warrior next to this guy, and then just do the purge for the wrench, and then move one of the warriors to my face, the other warrior to the gate, and then you would have been attacking like 7, hoping to get 5. Uh, yeah, so you had like that play, and you also had the potential archer, which maybe would not have been relevant, but
I think it's this.
either
I think
way,
it's probably the same. It's 2 dice either way, whether it's from the archer and purge or whether it's from killing the gate. So I probably would go for the archer, but
yeah, yeah. So it was 7 on 5, which is almost like super high. It's like 90%, right? So it was
yeah,
almost highly likely thing you were gonna get. And the key was there was for you to be planning the combo ahead, right? That's the key. Like if you just hope that you will get the cards that you need, like that doesn't happen often. And
yeah,
you have to be like building it with the cards, know what to discard. Keep the zombie outbreak is the only thing that really gets them in a bind. Like it's not easy for them to deal with that. Like the best thing you can do is just keep shifting side to side. What I was trying to do is Like, okay, you had zombies now on the right side. I wanted to move my presence now to the left side to make some of your zombies irrelevant, right? Because that's one of the things that hurts the kingdom the most. The movements, you only have 3 movements. So by shifting
Yeah.
the game to this side, like those 2 zombies on the right were irrelevant, right? Like you
Yeah.
are not really going to be able to get much value out of them if I manage to start building a defense on the other side of the field. So that was what I was hoping until I could. My next turn, I was finally going to be able to play the 6/4 champ that heals Kursk. So I was going to start just trying to keep the defense going there until pretty much you ran out of resources, right? You were close to that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, you had that one. And then did you have any other champs in deck still too?
Yeah, yeah. So I had the other guy like Silts.
Silts,
So they
yeah.
were both like in the last 9 cards, and I got the uncle, in the first opening hand, so I just discarded him. Like
Yeah.
the uncle, it's really only useful if you already have like some upgrades available and you're in like mid late game. That's the champ that you're gonna do when you're able to attack a carrier and then just do the thrust. Then that's the champ that you want. So before we wrap up the analysis, let me just tell you like how I built the same thing, which is what you want to do as Fallen Kingdom, and then
Yes,
we can
in
go
the other
on.
game you mean?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
first game.
Let me pull it up real quick. And yeah, that was that was just the same story, but a lot quicker. um, and I think, and this game, I think well, it was tough because I was like, after you killed me, I was like, crap, I should have played around Blood Summon better. But it was honestly like you could have come around both sides to do the Blood Summon anyway. Do you want me to fast forward turns, or what do you
Yeah,
want
so
here?
let me just tell you like on my like how I just built that hand, right?
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
one of the things that the Fallen Kingdom wants to do in this matchup, like their strategy, is to put pressure, right? Like we know the Goblins are like some of the best factions to play, like the you can't reach me, like I attack you and then just move, and it really makes things hard for factions that rely on like the melee game. So
Yeah,
you want to put pressure, but this is such a hard match for the Kingdom because usually you want to move Red Talus in a position that whenever you summon something, that thing is able to immediately get into the swinging, right? Like get into combat.
yeah,
So for that, you need to have him at least on your second row, third row in a like a good spot where you can do that. But the thing is, the goblins with the burn hot and the biters, many times like you cannot find those positions because you would be exposed to that, right? And you don't want to give them like a free 3 melee on red talus. So
yeah,
that's why this game is so hard for them, because it's hard to even get close. Like you have to keep him pretty far back. So what I did at first was, okay, so I was going first to try to establish that central position with the red talus, because you cannot get a flyer yet or anything like that. Then at that point, after my first discard, so I discarded the 6 Elude champ and I discarded a warrior. I wanted something on the discard pile for Retal, so that's why I discarded the warrior. You do that usually early in the game to have something to get out, because you want to like start just getting things out so that when you draw your sacrificial pyre, you have enough health that you're going to be recovering from it. Right? It's not nice to be in a position in which the most you can get is 4, and then like you get
uh-huh.
6 or 7 counters out of it, but you only heal 4 because you had only used it twice. So I like to start like using the ability immediately, so that even if I have a sacrificial pyre soon in the game, I'm able to use it for maximum value. So then what
Yeah.
I drew was a cultist, blood summon, and purge. Actually, did I have the cultist? No, I already had the cultist. So I drew blood summons and purge. So I was
I
in that
see.
situation in which the blood summon was not good with the rest of my hand, right? It was in
Mm-hmm.
conflict with everything else. Like maybe the
Yeah.
cultist could be useful, but then the purge, like you want the cultist with the purge. So, and the board wasn't really in a precedence in which I would benefit at all from. Like using a purge, right? There was no value to be had there. Even the Hellforge weapon, like at that turn, I didn't really had a lot to do out of that one, because the only one that you left exposed was the Rider, and I could have done like kill the Rider and then use the archer to attack the rider on the back, but that wasn't really like the ideal play, considering that I kept a carrier to play it from hand and get to like bring back the one that you were probably gonna kill, right? So then that was the obvious play there, just to take the front gate, bring my carrier to try to replace that, like kill your rider, finish him off, and then use the warrior to start being ready to take that front position when you clear the archer, right? Because
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now I'm not in a position that I can summon something and just cover your front gate spot, which is what I like to do with the kingdom. But in this matchup, you cannot really take that position, which would be one to the front of where I'm at right now. Because if I do that, then I'm exposed to the rider through the side with a burned hut.
yeah.
So that's why, unless you have a gate to even attempt that, like I had to keep red talus there. So that's then what I did, right? So
Yeah.
I was able to get the carrier, and then I didn't really
Do
get to
you,
do much more.
do you think really quick? So like say you had moved Retalis up a space. If I burn hot to hit you, do you think that's always a good play? Like, cause that's quite a bit of magic I'm putting in to do only 3 damage to Retalis. Do you think that that's always worth it? That's always a threat?
It's not so clear really if it's always worth it. Like I get how sometimes it feels like, oh, I don't want to just send the rider there and he's gonna just blow it
Yeah,
up, and I just got maybe 2 damage because one of them missed or something like that.
yeah,
But I do think it hurts the kingdom, because at that point they have to focus like most of their attacks in that turn to try to kill that guy, right? Like they
yeah.
cannot just hope that they throw 5 out of 5 dice and get the 5 out of 5. So they really need to refocus the
I
units,
see.
like send them to the
Yeah,
back, and that's kind of what you want, as the like you just want some breathing room. So getting a rider to buy you that time, even if they get the kill, right? Many times, like they will only be able to get 2 attacks on him, or like have to use Red Talus as an attack. It's worth it, because then you're able to just clear whatever is in the front, or they now have to be um, like walking units back and forth, right? Like if I had done that, like maybe the warrior that I had already advanced on the forward had to go back to surround the
yeah,
other guy, right? So I already sent it back. So I would say that it's worth in this matchup going for that. And just if you get the 3 out of 3, even the 2 out of 2, like that's one less creature sometimes that you have to deal with that they won't be able to resurrect.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. So it's not just the damage; it's also the shift of momentum, just giving them a threat. That makes sense. Because yeah, it seems
Exactly.
like
And
the biggest win con for sand goblins in this is just to just keep keep Rhett at arm's reach. If Rhett is far
exactly.
away, you're doing great.
Pretty much, unless they make a mistake and you get a like an opening for the kill. That sometimes, if they're not that, like the opponent is not that experienced, it happens often because the goblins have so many ways of getting at you that sometimes
Yeah,
it's hard to anticipate. Right, with carry, and then carry on the 5 magic champ, or carry on many. There's many plays that sometimes like it's hard to suddenly like don't see it, and then, oh, I'm dead. So
yeah,
yeah, so about building the combo, right? So at that point, what I had at the end was like Purge. I wasn't close in the board to see a good opening for Purge. So I thought, you know what, I have to discard an event. And I know that Blood Summons, it's like the key event in this matchup to get the win
yeah,
because of how hard
yeah,
it is to get it at Kirk. So it was an easy decision. I discarded Purge. I was thinking, should I discard Hellforge Weapon too? But Hellforge Weapon is just so useful in so many situations. So I thought, like, I'm going to keep it one more turn, because these riders are going to keep coming. Like, the rider is going to be the main tool for the goblins, because you won't be able to use the biters that much. Like the zombies just make them uh, too, I don't know, a little bit useless. So you'll be playing a lot of riders in which they have to be devouring a lot of much more resources, and the zombies don't just turn them easily. So I kept the Hellforge weapon, right? So at that point, what I drew, I got
yeah.
some, I guess, good draws, because I drew an archer and a warrior. Really, when you have a
Uh-huh.
blood summons, all you want is like 2 magic creatures. That's as good as it gets, like creatures,
Yeah,
units.
yeah,
So, right, and I had good positioning there because I was just right in the front of your gate, and so I wasn't like in a bad spot there. So then,
yeah,
like, yeah, you came down, like, kill the
yeah. And that's a tough decision, but by the way, holding the Hellforged weapon there, because you're already holding Blood Summon and you really want to draw better units, you have a better Blood Summon turn, and Hellforged weapon's good, but if you discard it, there's a better chance to draw those warriors and archers. So that seems like a tough choice. I'm not sure which one I would have done.
And the reason why I kept it is that I wasn't that close to that situation for a blood summons turn. Like I felt like, you know, like I'm sure that I won't be able
You
to
can
just do
wait
it next
if you
turn.
need
Like,
to. Yeah, I see.
right? Like I felt like you're gonna destroy this guy. I'm gonna have to move with my warrior forward. I'm gonna have to move like the card to the side. Like the rider, I won't be able to kill it. So it's likely that I might not be able to kill it. So I felt like, hey, I still have one more turn. If I'm not able to use it next turn, which is likely that I will, because it's easy to find a situation to just put the Hellforge weapon on, then I'll just get rid of it. So yeah, so that's then how things went. Like you did that play. You also had a gate to make the blood summons even like a little bit harder. And then I try to get like the kill on both of them. The archer like missed the kill on that guy. That forced me to have to finish it off with a warrior, because you always have to kill the scavengers. Those guys are always the target number one. I mean, unless you have like a play for the kill,
Yeah.
but you always need to get rid of those guys. Like the advantage that they give the goblins is just massive. So I had to use 2 attacks, and then I got like a good roll on the carrier. Like at least got the 4 out of that thing. But I was still there in a good spot, right? I was using all my moves. And then what I drew there was one more warrior, right? I was only drawing one more card because I had almost everything that I wanted. I had the cultist, which is good for like this thing to, when you need reach, it doesn't matter that it's a creature, that it will just allow you to get a little bit farther. And at that point, I felt like, I'm almost ready. Like if that warrior manages to survive, I might have a shot just to end the game in the next turn. Otherwise, with like the carrier back there, I also had a shot, and yeah, that's kind of how I was just building to that. It's not like I suddenly like, oh, I drew 4 and they were the blood summons and 3. Like you cannot really rely on that happening in this deck, like because it doesn't happen often. And then if you hold them for too long without the right cards, like all your game will be in a complete disarray. But you don't want to be discarding the blood summons in this matchup. Like I guess unless you're in a extreme situation in which your opening hand has 2 blood summons, then yeah, you'll have to discard one and then just start building and planning with the second one. But it's the key card for the matchup.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's good to point out that that's like that's the biggest skill of Fallen Kingdom is building towards those combos. It's it's not as easy as you made it look. Like you can really get clogged and have no board state, and then you just totally fall flat.
Exactly, and especially because in this matchup you cannot hope to win the long game, like an economic game, even if you maximize like the sacrificial fires and things like that. It's hard to just win on the econ, right? Because they're going to be getting a lot of value out of those detonates. They're going to be getting those wrenches back and like many times. If you even try to destroy the big gate, it's going to have some wrenches that they're going to kill the warriors that destroy them. Like it's hard to win the economic game. So at the end of the day, you have to be just keeping the pressure on and just keep choking them and building out to that combo. The only way to win the economic game is just to be able to maintain that zombie outbreak, which like if you are able to keep it up, like it will just keep going forever, right? And that means remember like turning your own creatures after they attack, like those cultists, those archers. Many times you won't have 3 targets, so you want to use them once and then try to turn them into a zombie, because it's not easy for the goblins to get rid of the carriers. Like those riders only hit for 2. Like they cannot really be burning hot too much in this matchup, and they don't really have any other thing that is worth using for those. Like it's hard to be using those scavengers for them, because even if you get the 3 out of 3 or you have something else to hit it first, like then those scavengers, it's easy for them to just become a zombie, so they just keep coming, right? You're barely like getting even with, oh yeah, I got a card, but yeah, they get the zombie back. So That's why that's also the key for the kingdom. Like if you don't have like while you try to build a combo, always try to keep the outbreak going on and the
Yeah.
threat of the warriors as usual for the kingdom, like getting those warriors to bring down the riders, right? That's the main use
Mm-hmm.
case. And the other one is that thing with the main gate. It's whenever you have that chance, like it's worthwhile. Like if you don't have a rider in front to just one shot him or something, sending those riders to hit for 5, 6, 7 on the gate, like pretty much just forces them to either have to detonate them immediately or have to just keep it on the way back out of the range of the warrior. And the way
Uh-huh.
like you can position your gates, like what you were doing, which is probably one of the ideal ways in which you can do it, as long as you just need to leave the space for the summons from red talus to keep going out, because then even a warrior out of your hand is able to reach the gate if it's in the second row, right? And that makes it really hard to use it as the goblins want, in which they want it at least on the second row to be shooting with Krusk and then blocking him with the gate, right? That's the way that they're going to be trying to abuse this matchup and the game and the gate and all the thrusts.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Cool. So let's go to the decks. Any other thing you want to comment about the
Yeah,
match?
no,
The game?
that seems good. I'm glad to I'm glad to go through the games a little bit and try to make sense of what happened. I think we've touched on the general strategies as well. Which one do you want to start with?
All right. Let's start with the Fallen Kingdom.
Sounds good.
All right. So many of the things you'll do with them, it's the usual because like the Sacrificial Fire, you want to use both of them. You want to try to coordinate them with the turns that you do either the Purge or the Blood Summons, or because you just want to get as much boost as you can. So that one is pretty straightforward. The champions, there's nothing like special about like the Gul'das. You will almost never use him unless you're gonna be comboing it off out of like a blood summons or something like that, which every now and then happens, but it's unlikely. The other 66 dude, Alutbal, like that guy, it's kind of part of a combo turn. Sometimes you can see the opportunity when you're already in your face. If you have a lot of magic, just to like surprise summon him and get 6 on the summoner. Otherwise, it's not worth if you're just going to be bringing him down or to hit a gate or a rider, or even less valuable if you're just hitting something smaller, because he goes down fast, right? So unless you can bring him down and make sure that they can only attack him through one flank, and you're just going to be able to be like one-shotting rider after rider out of him without them killing him, out of like multiple attacks per turn, he's not worth the 6 magic. But Dragos, he's definitely worth it. You will be having most of the time with the kingdom a lot of magic, because you don't want to be in a spot in which you're playing from your hand your 2 magic units. Like most of the
Mm,
time, I discard the archers. Like I feel it's the worst thing I want to pay. Like I don't want to pay for an archer. Like it's too little value for 2 magic. So unless it's a very specific turn where there's definitely like a reason to summon him, I try to not pay those out of hand. The warriors sometimes, like those guys are worth the 2 magic, but ideally I like to get them for free. That's so I always try to get the warriors out of a blood summon turn or just out of the race ability. And by playing that way, you can end up with a lot at magic, right? Because
yeah.
you won't really have to
That's
be
8
playing.
cards that you've just discarded for
Yeah,
magic. And probably not
and
all of them, but at least some of them.
exactly. Probably not on every single copy, but you don't want to play every copy. And with the archers, I don't want to play any copy. I want to get them for free. So that's why whenever I play the kingdom, I always have magic to at least play one champion. And yeah, so Dragos, the thing is, try to use it in a way that they won't just kill him the next turn, right? So, for example, the play that you did in our game, it was risky because pretty much you had like a 60% chance of just losing your champion and just getting a gate out of it. And it's not hard for the goblins to do what I did there, to attack through 3 flanks and then the biter even hitting from the other side. Because as you saw, I was able to build one of my riders next to it. So I was not restricted by having 3 moves to surround him. So ideally, try to play Dragos in a position in which he's protected through some of the flanks,
Hmm.
and that way, like getting multiple attacks from him, it's really valuable. Like it's really problematic for the goblins to deal with him when they can only attack him through one flank. Okay,
Yep, makes
so
sense. And
the
he eats up the riders and whatnot. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. Like when you have, it's not hard to be able to use his ability with like a cultist or a zombie that is about to die with 1-2 health, and that way, like you're very likely to be one-shotting riders with Dragos. So the events, we've talked enough about Blood Summons. That's kind of like the key combo. We saw it in both the games. Like at the end, Blood Summons was able to close the game. The other ones are, I mean, the weapon is, I don't hold it for too long. Like at most, I would say 1 turn. It's easy to find a situation in which you can get some value out of it. Really, as long as you're using it to hit like a rider, you're getting value out of it, right? Like it's as easy as that. Like just bringing those down fast, it's valuable because even though like they'll have a magic for multiple of them, it's not like you can just constantly keep just popping those out without making it so that you cannot play your champions. Like one of the things that the goblins will want to do in this game is play both champions, because against the kingdom, anything with infect, you want to like discard the small units and bring out the champions. So you'll be facing a lot of champions, so you want those Hellforged weapons to be used to hit the champions, bring down the riders. Like that's the perfect use case for those. Finally,
Uh-huh.
the purge in this matchup, it's a little bit harder to find good turns where you can just blow the whole board with the purge, because the goblins won't be giving you that many targets. Like the ranges are going to be disappearing. The scavengers, you can kill them with a single attack from most of your creatures and turn them into zombies or something like that. The
Yeah.
archers are like, you have a 75% shot of killing like a scavenger whenever you see them. So it's not like a premium target for that. So that really leaves you the champions and the riders, which would be good targets. So sometimes you'll see the situation where you can do like get some great value, like you had at the end of the game to even close the game with it. But don't hold it for too long, hoping that it will happen. If you don't see that you can do it at that moment, or that you don't see that the game is getting close to that point in the next turn, because he's going to have like a lot of creatures out, then it's better to just discard it and keep cycling the deck.
Uh-huh.
Another thing is, don't be afraid to use it for like reduce value. I would say like if you have one cultist, the purge, and maybe one damage unit, sometimes like that's good enough. Really, like you can bring down a couple units with that, and then just make a warrior bigger, and then just like kill another one that way. So that's also good. Like don't think that you need to get like blow up the whole table and do a massive combo for a purge to be worthwhile.
Uh-huh. And is that, I'm curious because in this matchup in particular, it seems very hard to get purges just because the sand goblins are so like fickle and away from your face. There's a lot of other matchups where uh they'll meet Reptalis more in the field. I'm curious, is purge a card that just in general for all matchups that you think you're comfortable, like that you discard more than others, that you're comfortable dropping a copy of if it's not happening, or in lots of matchups will you hold on to it like and desperately try to get it to work?
Say that around like 2/3 of the games, I discard one of them.
Gotcha.
And I always try to like at least use one, because when you coordinate the turn with your sacrificial pyre with the purge, that's when you can get like the 6, 7, 8 counters out of it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's really hard to do that. So I always at least try to play one, but I've learned to not hold to it too much, because I think I've also lost many games in which I was holding to it, and then I drew like the second purge, or I drew like the blood summons, and then like, oh, now I really need to discard it. So unless I
Yep.
see that I can use it almost immediately, I just discard the first one and then just hope to be able to use the second one.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Right. So then the reason, yeah, you summed it up perfectly. Like the reason that it's hard to get good value out of the purge is because they will be avoiding you. It's not a faction that you will be trading in the
Yeah.
middle. Like there will be not like none of that almost. Like it's very likely that they'll just be all the way back, avoiding you and just putting gates in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the units, I think this one's it's going to be brief. The carriers, as we saw, they're the one of the keys of the matchup. Just keep the zombie infestation going because it's hard for the goblins to get rid of all of them. Like they don't have enough strength. Like their attack power is not high enough to be able to get rid of them easily. So all as we saw, like only a few whiffs from some of the units sometimes is enough for them to just lose the middle of the board and start just having to retreat all the way to the back.
Uh-huh.
And the warrior, as always, like the warrior is a key part of this deck, one way or another. So because they can just hit so hard that like no deck can really handle that. Like when they're one-shotting any unit, like the 5 health unit or the gates, like right in this case, sometimes it's relevant if you get rid of that 10 gate with like the multiple like 4 cards below it or 5, like that gets them in trouble, right? Like that's one of the main things they rely on to just always be ahead on the economic gain. So this guy will give you like a realistic possibility of doing that by only exposing a single creature in front of their gate. So it's not even like the big risk in which you destroy it and then you lose 3 melee units or 2 melee units. So they are a key. They are my preferred like reanimate race target.
Yeah.
And except when you need the range, but so that's the thing. Like both of them are viable depending on the situation. But getting those guys for free, it's always a pain. Like not sure if it happens to you, but when I'm playing against them and they play race and they bring an archer, I'm always relieved that it's not a warrior, right? Just because dealing with the warriors it's a pain. Like it's not easy. Like at least 2 attacks sometimes with this, like the goblins. Not even that. Sometimes you have to do 3 attacks to reliably kill them. So yeah, he's a key. Then the archer, he might be a little bit less relevant than usual, just because like he's a premium target for the scavengers. Um, and they're gonna be, I guess, so far back, and they have the champion that can't heal them back. That sometimes just like trying to get those 2 extra damage out of a 5 health Krusk, it's not going to be that relevant, right? Because he's going to be able to just hide very efficiently with all the movement of the main gate, the thrust of the main gate. At some point in the game, it's very likely that you'll be having to deal with a healer, right? So he's going to get some back. So I wouldn't be that interested in just getting like a couple pokes on the summoner, like instead of just building the game and using those to kill a scavenger, maybe that you cannot reach with your other units because you really want to kill them, or things like that. Like sometimes there is a combo, like if you already have a curse at 5 life or something like that, those guys are very useful for the things in which you kill a unit and then they replace that spot. And then you have put a weapon on him, so it's likely that he's going to attack and die. And then another archer comes in. Like many times you'll be able to win the game that way. So it's not like they're not usable, but in this matchup, I would prioritize more like the zombie infestation and the big warriors than the archers, right? Because just but due to the nature of what we've been talking about on this match.
Yeah.
And finally, the cultist. These guys are really just to help you out with the combos. Like their attacks are super irrelevant. Like not sure if you saw like at first in our game, one of the first turns, I was thinking of getting like the cultists out
I
to attack your
did.
range. Then I was like, why? Like, there's no value in that, right? I have like a 44% chance of getting the kill. Then if I don't get the kill, that guy will just go away. And then I'm just giving him more magic to bring more riders out, to bring all the champions. So it's better just to use them for the purge combos, the blood summon combos, or just whenever you have to attack with them, because like you only have like one front facing target and some on the back, then that guy is perfect. Like he attacks on the back like something, and then a zombie eats this guy, right? And he turns into a zombie. Like that's the way you want to use them, not just as a single like 2 range attacker that then they will be able just to kill with Kursk from the back or whatever, something like that. All right, so that covers this, guys. Any additional comment you want to add?
No, makes sense. I'm with you.
Let's go to the goblins.
Let's do it. There we go.
All right, so this guy. So we've talked about the approach they want to take is just all the way to the back. I don't see how this guy's like actually against the Fallen Kingdom. You never want to like go aggro against them. Like very few factions even have the chance to achieve that, and that's what they want, right? Like if you do that, that's the best thing that can happen if you're the Fallen Kingdom for them to be coming at you because you can think of the Fallen Kingdom like they're like a bomb that will eventually go like blow up. And the thing is, you don't want to be in front and like you're face in front of it when that happens. So you always want to keep your summoner as far back as you can. Like even when I play like the Tundra Orcs, for example, sometimes like people just have Grognak in the middle. Like you don't want to do that against the Fallen Kingdom. You want to keep your summoner back so that when that bomb blows, like only your common units are in front of that and they're being taken down by those big turns, but not your champions or your summoner. Or if it's like a champion, like the champion, but not the summoner, right? But you get the point. Like it's gonna be hard to be rushing forward. Also, they're like getting those pings out of the biter on Red Talus or the rider. Like it could be valuable depending on how high their life is, the point of the game is at, how many sacrificial pyres they get. But especially for the biters, I think it's not that valuable unless you're already like at that, around that point in the end of the game that you might be able to get like a turn in which you just go for the kill or try to surround him if they move forward too much. But I would say the best approach they can take is just the range because that's the main weakness of the Fallen Kingdom, having to close the distance and the fact that they cannot go forward too much. It makes this match even harder. So I would just say play the range game, which is what the Goblins play well. Try to get the detonate with those gates, right? In which you're just abusing those wrenches, then they disappear, then whatever is threatening your gate just kills the other thing with the detonate. Just repeat, use the Kursk from the back, always then protect him afterwards. And that's the approach that you're going to be following. The detonate is going to be as usual, like that's going to be your main use case, but sometimes like if you see an opening for a big turn with like a biter with multiple wrenches and then you have the detonate to then blow it up and deal like 4 or 5 damage to Red Talos, like it's worth taking it. Like go for it if you see that type of opening.
Mm-hmm.
The champions, they are all usable in this matchup. You're going to have a lot of magic. Sometimes you'll get to play the 3 of them, or you'll get to play like Sparks twice and then another one. Stilts is just amazing. Like that guy is like a must play. This one is going to allow you to be wiping out those zombies and then just protect himself behind the rider. Like that's the type of situation you're being, right? Like because that allows you to clean up the
yes, I
zombies
see.
pretty good. Yeah. And then that guy also allows you, like, if suddenly they got too close to do the assassination turns with a like a carry turn and suddenly close a distance that they thought there wasn't possible to close when they were on the 3rd row or something like that. So,
Do,
yeah, go ahead.
do you think, and asking for a friend here, do you think if you have Silts in hand turn 1 in this matchup that you keep it?
Yeah, I think you do keep it because you can play him soon too because you're going to be discarding multiple things. Then it's not hard to be able to play him soon.
Gotcha.
Like he's just too valuable to discard in this matchup, pretty much. Like it's not like you really need the magic for other things at first. I mean, I guess there might be some game situations, some hands in which you just have no outlook of playing and you're about to lose unless you get magic, something like that. But I think it's unlikely because you're going to be discarding. You can always just discard wrenches or discard the biters. So I would just keep him and try to play him.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Clink is also something that I always try to play, especially in this match. Well, in this matchup particularly, because it's easy to fall at least into, like in this game, right? That you were able to get like a poke at Kursk at 7, and then at 7, I'm already at at range of just getting killed by the blood summon turns with a warrior, right? So it's great to always be able to bring that guy out to heal a little bit. Or sometimes you're at 4, right? And you want to go at 5, 6 so that they cannot kill you with an archer combo, right? With the archer with a
Yeah.
weapon or something like that. So when I bring this guy out, just make sure I always try to bring him from the like sides or back of those gates to do those turns in which he only has one single flank exposed. Like you're gonna really make things hard for the Fallen Kingdom if you bring him in those positions, which is the same type of position that you want to bring the scavengers from, even though it's hard for them to survive because they'll always just send like an archer or like the zombie from the back to finish him off. But that's how you want to use that guy. If you start just getting multiple activations from them, it's likely that you're going to win that game because they're also going to be killing those riders, that you will always have the rider. Like the rider is probably going to be the one that is on the front line, blocking one of the flanks from Clink. Clink is going to be hitting like another zombie or something through on the back side, like on the second row. So if you manage to find like set that type of positioning up in the game, it's likely that you're going to have very good chances of winning it. And finally, the on-call is only like mid-game, late game. Don't be afraid of discarding it. Like if you have it early, just discard it. Doesn't matter because you can bring him back with a scavenger. So that's a good thing of that guy. And usually you want to use him in such a way at the end of the game where once you do your last detonate on the gate, you have a decision to make if you want to use the thrust on him. And many times, like he becomes that blocker of Kursk shooting from the back, and then the uncle shoots and then just hides, right? Like or block, acts as a shield. So you have many options at the end of the game with the uncle.
Yeah.
All right. So then the events. All of them are playable for us. Like you play all of them. That's actually the one that you're digging for because without it, it's hard to get the deck to start like being just abusing its interactions. The same thing for the turret. Like I would say the first one, I would put it on the gate just because unless I already have the thrust on Kursk, I won't even really be able to rely on him without exposing him to massive, like big amounts of damage. So I would just put it on the gate, like in our game. And because they're going to be coming at you, it's easy that you're going to be having targets just to keep using it over and over. The second one, I always put it on Kursk. Then the mortar, if it's early in the game, like it's easy to find great value out of it, right? Like those zombies, you're going to be getting like 3 damage on them. The mortar also allows you to use some of the biters because you don't want to leave the biter alive, right? So it's perfect to be able to send the biter to try to clear those back end zombies in the formations, and then use the mortar to finish off the zombies, finish off the biter. So that's why the mortar I like it. In this case, like I got it in the middle of the game where I hadn't drawn my 2 champs yet. So that's why I was, you know what, I discarded my first mortar because I already lost the detonate. I don't want to lose the champs because I was seeing those. Like once I was going to be able to play them, I thought those are going to be like the key to the victory in this matchup. So that's why I sometimes if it's late, you can just discard them that and rely on the champions for like the victory, right? For the abusing the interactions. If you already have the at least slits, sometimes like you don't care that much about the risk of burning something important. But so that's what you have to wait in, right? Like how often you use it, in which situations you use it. Finally, on the units. So scavengers, you will use all of them and try to use them on the back line so that they only get 1 attack on them. And that gives you better chances of some of them surviving and getting a second activation. The riders, you're going to use as many as you can afford. And also try to use them like not too forward facing, as you notice, like in the game I was doing, like I had them around the 3rd row most of the time, at most my 4th row, so that they are able to survive at least a turn. And then you want to, if you have a chance of finishing off your own rider, go ahead and do it so that it doesn't turn into a zombie. That's one of the keys against the Fallen Kingdom. not leaving them targets for the zombies. Sometimes I even wonder like if it's worth attacking a zombie if you know you won't kill it, right? Because then they'll
Yeah.
be able just to refresh it. So,
Yeah.
like in our game, when I attack with a rider, like one of your zombies and leaving it in one, I wonder, like, maybe would it have been just better to attack the gate, right? Sometimes if you just leave them at 2 life, I think it's worthwhile because then they have a chance of attacking and flopping that attack and just leaving a zombie with 1 life that is really easy to
Yeah.
kill for these guys without even having sometimes to do an attack. So
Yeah.
I think it's worth leaving them in 2 life, but sometimes if you're gonna leave them at 1 life, you have to consider if it's even worth doing that attack on that zombie. Like if you have some
Interesting.
other things you can
Yeah.
attack, always just do that, right? Always just go for that. But yeah, sometimes like if it's between a gate and leaving a zombie at 2, like it might just be better to attack the gate just to not get inactivity damage, right? Or if you don't have to even get close to the zombie, you just do that because one of the main weaknesses of the zombies is the mobility. Having to
Yeah.
move all of them, it's really hard.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And finally, the biters, you're going to be discarding most of them in this game unless you have a specific play or a specific condition where you're going to be able to kill your own biter. That's the ideal. Sometimes you'll just leave it there just to buy some time, right? Like I did at the end. Like at first I was gonna do the play without the biter, but then I thought like if I whiff this thing, I'm dead. So I'm just gonna leave that dude there, and at least maybe like it buys me some time because now he's gonna use one of the attacks on him instead of the rider or something like that. So sometimes you just have to do that, but that means that that's not the ideal scenario you want to be in. And finally, the wrenches. You'll just use them as usual, just to shoot from the gate and then disappear and not leave any targets for them so that they have to march forth and not even have anything to hit. That's the ideal scenario where you want to be with those.
Uh-huh.
But don't be afraid to discard them when you need the magic for the
Interesting.
champions or more riders. Like at some point when I had done the detonate, sometimes like I had 2 wrenches in hand at 4 magic. I was discarding one just in case if I drew the champion that I had enough magic to bring down slits. So right, that's how you want to consider those. Like, do I like? Am I digging for something? Maybe you don't want to keep that many of them, and you just want to use them on the board and just put them on the gates or something like that, or your discard so that you can play your champions and your riders. That's sometimes preferred in this matchup. As it's going to be not that easy to get maximum value out of the gate because of the warriors, which can threaten the gate with a single hit sometimes, right? Like they hit it for 5, and then you cannot really take many risks with the gate because they're 1 hit away from disappearing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Makes sense.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
No, yeah, I'd say the only thing that surprised me a bit about that, and I was thinking about this a bit too in the game, is like I think riders I normally think about as like the least important unit that the Sand Goblins have. Like I'm normally very happy to play a game playing like 1 or 2 riders, if that, or just like in the usual econ strategy. But it makes sense that in this matchup against carriers, they're very useful to just have a unit that can tank those hits.
Exactly, and that's the reason why. Like usually, you just really use a couple of them, especially when you're playing ranged, right? Like you
Yeah.
prioritize other units, but the carriers are the main reason. Like any deck with infect, it's such a big threat that it just shapes the strategy that you have to follow on the matchup.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, well, I think
All right.
that covers it. That all makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're exactly at the 3 hour mark. We were able to play both games and cover the matchup. That's good.
Good stuff. Yeah, and I think whenever we do for the super official Ben versus Vexer Cup, that everyone is on their edge of the seat wanting to know. I think if we ever do 2 games, whoever wins the first game gets the win for that week. So we're still on the table to see see who's gonna take this season. Who's it gonna
Exactly.
be?
Yeah, I agree. That's how it makes sense for us to handle it. That's the so yeah, like you're still ahead, but
Got
actually,
two
you're
more
just if you
games.
take one more, yeah. If you take one more, you take it. So let's see. Next week we
Yeah.
have Mountain Marga. Oh, and that's going to be exciting. And I love that one. It's I think it's a really close one. I love how I like the community. Everyone always assigns me like the the worst one, like the one that
Yes.
has the disadvantage. But it's good to see that that one is. I think both of those factions are really strong. So it's even hard to think about like which one is weaker there, right? Like which is
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Forge is so new that I wouldn't be even. It's hard to even say one. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want. It's gonna be interesting to see what everyone thinks and how everyone votes. But man, that one is gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't get the mountain Vargath. I'm still learning them, so I'm always afraid of when we play them. Hopefully get it going. And the Forge is new as always. Forge is so much fun though. Big fan.
Yeah, yeah, and the final Wayfarers, Polar Dwarves. I've encountered that one many times. It's a fun matchup. It's yeah. So
This
awesome, Ben. So yeah,
yes.
anything else you want to close out with?
Nope, nope, sounds good. Thanks so much. We'll be back next week for more. See who takes it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you next week, and thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Ben.
All right. Bye. See you.
See you. Bye.
All right, Hagrada, let loose. Love that Vexer. Best player in the game. Always saying. All right, let's get like 8 back-to-back Gwalarks. uh, oh, good stuff. Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, this. Did you guys notice? Okay, you don't see it in this at all. When we go to, is he crying? What are these little whites like strips? Is he spitting? What is happening to this person? Hey, one second. Do. He's crying? Dude, that like adds so much depth. Why is he crying? Is he actually? That's insane. That changes my whole worldview. The sight of the burning hell. He sees the other side. Is that canon? Yeah, like what's going on? Why is he crying? Damn, I'm like touched. He's constantly hurting himself. Oh, he's just like in pain. Oh, I see. That makes so the art direction for this was like guy that's hurting himself and is in a lot of pain. His jaw is just so. What is this face shape? So funny. Such a funny looking lad. Damn, poor guy. So sad. He's got fire in his eyes, Ben. I mean, that's fair. I suppose if there was fire in my eyes, I would probably be crying. He needs some dental work. Nah. Nah. He's chilling. He's vibing. But like he's smiling. Put a smile on that face. Um good stuff. Well, I think I oh my goodness. Still sick. I think I want to keep going, but I want to eat lunch. I mean, should I eat a quick lunch? Nah. Take some time. I think I'll probably be like 15, 20 minutes of lunch or something. And then I will be back to play some more.